we do have some differences of opinion, but which is good in democracy, right? We should all come to the table with different ideas and different solutions. This is how we strengthen democracy. But in my debate, I think those differences were noted, but they could be discussed civilly and respectfully. And I don't think that's what we saw between Smolin and Constantino.
Yeah, that has been a bit of a dirty race. It's ugly.
There's some bad blood there. Yes.
Yeah. Is that the question is going to be for the voters? Is that what we want? They got to select one of those two, and then we'll be dealing with the general. You mentioned,
well, right, and I think you might end up because of the bad blood. You might have a repeat of what we saw in 2009 when you had somebody run on the conservative line as well. So you had two people basically running on the right, and I think they've sort of intimated that that's what's going to happen. We've certainly seen Constantino on the independent line, so he petitioned for and won the independent line. So even if he lost the Republican primary, which doesn't look too likely at the moment, but if he did, he could still run on the independent line. And then Smolin, of course, has already earned the conservative nomination to stay on the ballot.
And now I've asked both of them if they would stay in the race if they were to lose. And, of course, both saying they're not going to lose, so you have to ask again. And eventually, both of them have said that they would stay in the race. And that would create that scenario. It's certainly possible they change their mind down the road, but if they stay in the race, that would be advantage Democrats, I would imagine, for you.
Well, yes, it absolutely would. I think Bill Owens is, I think, the only Democrat to win up here in the North Country, and the district has changed a little bit. But in terms of the northern part of the area, Bill Owens is the only Democrat to have won since before the Civil War. So, that one time in 2009 when the vote was split was the only time a Democrat won since the Civil War. So, yes, it would be an advantage.
Are you surprised Lee Stefanik is not endorsed in this race?
I think it is time for her to go. I think she is as frustrated as some people in the North Country as well. I think she thought she was not treated fairly. I'm sure she didn't like not getting the endorsement, realizing that there's going to be some pushback on the run for governor. I think obviously this whole race started back when there might have been a special election. I think the fact that she got pulled from UN ambassador, I think that probably made her a little disgruntled.
Yeah, boy, I got to tell you, imagine if Elise Stefanik were going head-to-head with the governor right now. That race would, and I'm nothing against Blakeman by any means, but that race would be far different today.
It would be, yes, it would absolutely be a different race. But it seems this administration had different thoughts.
Yeah. You mentioned the obviously what happened to you with ICE, but at the end of the day, on the northern border, there is a problem that is occurring.
Yeah, we need secure borders.
Yeah. And so you stand by that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are a nation of law. I mean, when I say we're a nation of laws and immigrants, those two things are not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
They don't need to be mutually exclusive. We can have secure borders. We can protect Americans, and we can have immigration enforcement. But there's a way to do it that also respects, quite frankly, the dignity of people, even those that we might have to get rid of, but also the values. I mean, we're approaching our 250th anniversary. Those values that have guided this nation, I think, need to guide, every agency.
Do you have a soup of the day? And if so, what is it today?
We do not have a soup of the day, but we do have a great homemade brisket chili.
Okay. Ooh. All right. That sounds really good. And are you one of those people in Lake Placid that go out to Mirror Lake and kind of gander across the lake and then jump in and swim across the lake? Because it seems like everyone is fit. Everyone's an Olympian in Lake Placid.
No, that's not me. When my wife forces me, we'll do a walk around Mirror Lake to 3 miles and so. But that's only when I'm forced.
I got to say, if you're looking for a place to spend a day or the weekend, and you're not traveling far, but you want to travel, man, Lake Placid is just beautiful. Winter and summer, it's a great place to go. And it sounds like, again, your restaurant. The name of your restaurant is
The Pickled Pig.
The Pickled Pig. That might be one of your stops. So, that's the Pickled Pig. Just to let you know, to clear it up, we were running him. We have Jen DeBean later on this morning from the NY21 on the Democratic side in the primary. If you're in Rome or parts just north of Utica and in Herkimer County, you have a primary today if you're on the Democratic line. Same deal with the Republican line, and this morning we'll also have Robert Smullen and Anthony Constantino, both on this morning. Today is voting day. Voting is underway. It is election day. Polls are open now until 9 p.m., and today you'll be voting not where you had the option to vote during early voting. You'll be voting in your polling place today. Quick break. Manansky does an update on the news coming right up here. We are at 6:28 on Tuesday, primary day at WIBX.
Meet Anthony Constantino, running to represent us in Congress.
Whatever you want to put in here.
I see through your game.
Wannabe rapper, wannabe Republican. But he can't rap his way out of reality. He's a lifelong Democrat who helped fund Trump's impeachment. After the George Floyd riots, he called our cops racist and sold "Kill the Police" stickers. He claims he's America first, but he shipped jobs overseas, even replaced workers with robots. Anthony Constantino, worse than a wannabe. He's a fraud.
And I know just how this ends.
The real conservative in the race? Robert Smullen, a Marine colonel. He fought for our country. Smullen was appointed by President Trump and will fight for the America First agenda. He's the Republican conservative and law enforcement endorsed candidate. On June 23rd, vote Robert Smullen for Congress. Proven patriot, ready to serve.
I'm Robert Smullen, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Robert Smullen for Congress.
At Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield, we are dedicated to helping you understand your benefits and how to use them. It's one of the reasons why, for the third straight year, we have been named #1 in customer satisfaction among Medicare Advantage plans in New York and #1 for ease of doing business by J.D. Power. We were named most trusted, too. We remain committed to giving you high-quality coverage and the best possible Medicare experience. Learn more at medicare.excellusbcbs.com. For J.D. Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
The 4th of July sale is on at upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, Mattress Express. Save up to $1,350 on our huge selection of brands. And remember, we beat any locally advertised price on a brand we carry. Hurry.
We'll redo that. Here's Manansky with an update.
Thank you, Bill. Mostly cloudy skies, 60 degrees. As you mentioned, voters head to the polls today for primaries in New York, Maryland, and Utah. Much of the national attention is focused on New York, where some Democratic socialists are on the ballot in what many see as a possible look at the political direction of the Democratic Party. Voters in South Carolina will also be heading to the polls today in a runoff election for governor and the U.S. House. Vice President J.D. Vance has left Switzerland after initial talks with Iran. Vance telling reporters the talks set a good foundation for future discussions about a number of issues, including curbing Iran's nuclear ambitions. He confirmed that terms from Iran and the U.S. will remain in Switzerland, continuing negotiations throughout this week. The Senate passing a sweeping housing affordability bill with the aim of lowering prices. The bill was approved 85-5 yesterday in a rare, overwhelmingly bipartisan vote. The bill would cut away some of the red tape and make it easier to build homes while also putting limits on institutional investors buying up houses. It now goes to the House for a vote there. A federal judge dismissing a Trump administration lawsuit over Los Angeles' so-called sanctuary city ordinance. The Trump administration is challenging a 2024 ordinance that prohibits city resources, property, and personnel from cooperating with federal immigration authorities or sharing information about an individual's immigration status. And new and more advanced artificial intelligence has the ability to take hacking to the next level, and defending against it requires action now. That's according to a new research assessment from the Five Eyes, which is a collective collective intelligence agencies of the United States, the UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time, 6:33. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
We've cleared it out. Yes, there's clear sky coming as we go on through this morning. Still got plenty of low cloud and fog around. I think as we go through the daytime hours today, the rain's done, but the clouds will still linger. 78 tonight. Finally breaking up the clouds, dropping back to the good old double nickel, 55. North Country probably be to the 40s. Sunshine, gorgeous Wednesday, 80. Showers back, though, Thursday with a high near 80. Maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stiggett, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Mostly cloudy skies, 60 degrees at 6:33.
Listen, if you're waking up this morning and you're just feeling like crap.
Yeah.
I have your story of the day. And here it is. A man in California who was camping dropped his really expensive sunglasses into the outhouse bathroom. Now, an outhouse bathroom is basically a hole dug in the ground, and there's usually like a wooden seat, maybe has a toilet seat on it, maybe not, and underneath is basically the septic system that just sits in there until somebody cleans it out.
That's the sewage system that carries it away, right, Bill?
I believe so, yeah.
Actually, no, it doesn't carry it anywhere.
It just sits there. There is they call this a vault toilet. Anyway, a man in California trying to retrieve his sunglasses from a campsite vault toilet had to be rescued after he fell in.
Oh, boy.
You know what he felt like. Here is Sergeant Chris Tillis talking about what happened.
They advised that the subject had fallen into the chemical storage tank. Law enforcement, Camp Edison staff, fire personnel responded. We were able to safely get him out, decontaminate him.
Decontaminate him.
I don't know what he felt like, but I know what he smelled like.
Sounds like this could have been even worse because it was a plastic, literally a vault underneath into the ground, well underneath the hole. Quick break, hold tight. Coming up, Jonathan Savage from Fox News Radio. British Prime Minister is stepping down. They've been through a few. Dr. Hall is on today. Blake Gendabine, the 21st Congressional District Democratic candidate running for the seat currently held by Elise Stefanik. Sticking with that, Robert Smullen, Anthony Constantino also on this morning. We'll do Habaika's Free Money Question of the Day. Steve Houck is in this morning, and a lot more to get to. We'll talk about. You might even want to do a little campaigning of your own. I know I'll be voting today, but I only have Republican committee people to vote for today. I don't believe in my district there's any other race. I'm not in the 21st, so I'm taking the time to make sure I vote for the committee people for the Republican Party, and I have my votes all picked out. We'll do it next. Hold tight to WIBX.
Fox Sports Update. The FIFA World Cup.
Messi! History in Dallas! Mbappe! Don't worry, Lionel. He's coming for you. Haaland again! Scores again! That's what he does! Does it again! The master marksman!
On Fox Network TV, a banner day at the World Cup for some of the biggest names in soccer. Lionel Messi scored both goals for Argentina in a 2-0 win over Austria. Messi became the all-time leading goal scorer in the World Cup with 18 goals, 2 more than Miroslav Klose. And Kylian Mbappe, who also scored 2 goals Monday for France in a 3-0 win over Iraq. Both Argentina, the defending World Cup champs, and France secured spots in the knockout round of 32 teams. Norway superstar Erling Haaland scored 2 more goals, led the Vikings into the knockout round with a 3-2 win over Senegal. Algeria came from behind to beat Jordan 2-1. I'm Jared Max.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
The 4th of July sale is on at upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, Mattress Express. Save up to $1,350 on our huge selection of brands. And remember, we beat any locally advertised price on a brand we carry. Hurry.
Did you know your most treasured rugs can look new again? At ABC Chem Dry, we specialize in premium area rug cleaning. From treasured family heirlooms to fine rugs from around the world, our trained specialists use a careful 5-step process inspecting, dusting, cleaning, drying, grooming, and protecting, so your rug always gets the expert care it deserves. Don't wait. Call ABC Chem Dry today at 315-738-1111 to schedule a drop-off or pickup.
I'm Mike Gentile, and I'm running for Assembly to bring common sense leadership back to Albany. I've spent my whole life in this community, and one thing is clear. People want leaders who show up, who listen, and deliver real results. Families across the 119th District are dealing with rising costs, higher utility bills, and real concerns about the future. They deserve someone who understands what they're going through and will fight for them every single day. Leadership that shows up, listens, and delivers. Vote for Mike Gentile for Assembly. Paid for by Gentile for Assembly.
Albany is broke, and Dan Fusco knows it. Highest energy costs, highest taxes, highest healthcare costs. These issues affect you and your families, and Dan knows it. With 50 years of private business experience, Dan is determined to fix Albany. Vote for someone who has long-term solutions, who will listen and work for you. Vote Dan Fusco on June 23rd.
Paid for by Friends of Dan Fusco.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Davey had mentioned last night, and I got this message on my phone as well, a message from President Trump from the 518 area code, most likely sent out by the Constantine campaign. But Davey says it was on Truth Social, Trump endorsing Anthony Constantino, reiterating his endorsement.
Yeah, I got the message from several people and then saw it myself in a YouTube ad that popped up. And it's basically what? This is President Trump. I'm reaching out to you because there's a very important election happening.
Yeah.
It's along those lines. And I ask you to support Anthony Constantino.
Yeah, I mean, he's this, yeah, I'm pulling it up here now. He's running to represent the wonderful people of New York's 21st Congressional District. The Republican primary election is tomorrow, and I am hearing Anthony is doing great in the polls. Once Anthony wins the primary, we will need all Republicans, conservatives, and Trump supporters to unite behind Anthony to ensure he has a tremendous victory in the general against the radical left Democrats. Anthony will work closely with me to enact America First policies and is a fantastic person to replace my very good friend, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. Anthony Constantino has my complete and total support, and everyone in the great state of New York should help him get a big win this year. Get out and vote for Anthony on June 23rd and help him win big in November. I will be watching. Thank you, New York. Make America great again. Donald Trump. Ann in Rome is posted already on YouTube, starting with Good Morning All, and says that she received the message from President Trump. I sent the advertisement on my phone and responded, no way will I vote for him. It's very interesting, and you wonder where other Republicans will be who are, and of course, Ann is quite loyal to President Trump. And I wonder what this endorsement will mean.
I do think
because not only is he endorsing, but now he's doing a double down.
It's interesting because I would think that Constantino having Trump's endorsement in this district would give him the edge, but the fact that Trump's doing an 11th hour last minute endorsement pitch, as a reminder, makes me wonder if polling shows that that's not the case. That Constantino's actually behind. Right,
I
second time from Trump with a Facebook and a YouTube ad.
I would also say that one of the problems is that one of Smullen's commercials makes it look like the president is gesturing towards him as if he's endorsing Robert Smullen. And are they putting a dot on the I here just to make sure everybody knows? I do wonder. And the other indicator, this is why these indicators are confusing me. All right, they're pushing hard right up until the end, yes. But on the other hand, Smullen has gone every one of his commercials is, while it will end with a positive, it hammers Constantino really, really hard. So sometimes you would think that a candidate would only go kind of below the belt, if you will, would go negative only if especially in his position, only if he felt that he had to go negative. So I don't know. Steve Houck is in studio right now. You're in the 21st, I believe, right?
I am.
Yeah. And your thoughts?
So for me, good morning. So for me, I have to admit, sometimes I'm not always up on every candidate running at any given time. So sometimes when that's the case, an endorsement does make a difference, or someone says, hey, that's a good person or good for the job.
Yeah.
And I will vote like that. Unfortunately, I'm not always up on it. But the bigger races like this, I do pay attention. And my biggest concern with this entire race is you don't hear anybody talking about real issues. It's always about the other person. And that drives me insane. I want to know how they feel, how they're going to vote, because that's their whole purpose, is to vote for the people.
Yeah.
And it's never talked about issues. It's always about, the other candidate, and that drives me nuts.
There has really been very little talk in this race about issues.
I agree. And it's funny because I was on the Constantino website here. And again, I think some candidates fall into this, and it's true. He's campaigning on things he can't change, really. He might have the sentiment toward it. He might be supportive generally of it. But let's see. Put more money in your pockets. This is on the Constantino website. Democrats welcomed 800,000 plus illegal immigrants into New York State who eat up resources and increase costs. As a top CEO, I am the best at eliminating waste and growing the economy. Well,
that's really not his role.
Agreed.
Right. And in New York State.
It's more of a history lesson that everybody already knows.
I guess.
Bringing down pricing, including utility pricing. Cut and oppose senseless regulations.
That's because the polling has shown that affordability is the number one issue right now.
Let's see here. This is something that Fusco talked about in a different primary. Well, let me finish this one on Constantino. Bring reliable high-speed internet. Cut and oppose senseless regulations that drive up prices, including insane food, restaurant, and green energy regulations that have made costs
and also allergy
skyrocket.
Medicine. Yeah. Free allergy medicine for all. Bless you.
It's as if they went to ChatGPT and said, write me a top 10 issues in Congressional District 20. It's
well,
ridiculous.
I got to tell you, though, I think he has Roger Stone really working with him quite closely on issues of importance. But to say that they're not using ChatGPT would be crazy, right, in this day and age. Mike says, Constantino can't put more money in my pocket. I hope he can put more stickers there, though, because I love the stickers. He is, of course, if you haven't followed, people keep referencing the stickers because he has a company where you can go online and basically design a sticker. And in some cases, those stickers have been racist. And he has supposedly people that catch that. When it happens, they'll eliminate it. But some of those haven't been caught. Maybe they were caught by others. Nonetheless,
there's one more issue here. If I could just throw this at you, it says treat farmers fairly. This is the headline, and this is the thing I mentioned that Fusco had talked about in a separate primary. And the unfair solar farm deals. Secure a farm bill that helps all farmers equally and cut burdensome farming regulations. This is what we talked about. The farmers deciding to
then offer the farmer more than what these solar farm people are offering the farmer. 35 years of so much per month or so much per year, and that's why. And these are landowners who are deciding to take their own deal with these solar farmers. So.
And I have Mark saying here, as a 30-year Republican, I vote Smullen.
Okay, I do think I'm back to kind of leaning Smullen here this morning, but I do think this is going to be close. We'll see. Let me switch to go across the pond where Great Britain is losing a prime minister again, Jonathan Savage, and they're going through their own very interesting conservative movement. This had a lot to do with the way he handled immigration. Jonathan Savage is with Fox News Radio and is in London. Jonathan, good morning. What do we know here?
Hello, good morning. Yes, Keir Starmer is stepping down less than 2 years after a landslide election victory, with his party and his personal popularity plummeting to the extent that his members of parliament feared being wiped out or really eviscerated at the next general election if they didn't do something now. Keir Starmer, seen perhaps as a bit managerial, lacking in charisma, unable to answer the questions that people had been asking about his leadership and about his results, has decided that it's time to fall on his sword, convinced to do so over the weekend. In fact, of course, President Trump announced Keir Starmer's resignation even before he did.
Yes. Said he was in trouble and there was going to be a change. I almost feel like there may have been a conversation, maybe not, between Starmer and Trump. But where it was just a prediction by Donald Trump.
I think it was probably a prediction. It was the worst kept secret in British politics over the weekend, to be honest with you. We knew he was considering his position, and we knew that members of his cabinet had told him he had to go. And I think that President Trump was just, leaning into that.
Follow the wave, yeah.
So President Trump said that Keir Starmer failed badly on immigration and energy. And certainly immigration is a huge topic of conversation in the UK. In some polls, it's considered more important than the economy even. And there is an upstart party from the right wing which has led the polls multiple times. And they have been a party which has been critical of the government's immigration policy, as have many of their voters. Now, last week in a special election, a guy called Andy Burnham won a seat for Labour that Reform Party, that anti-immigration party, had previously won in local elections. Andy Burnham is the man tipped to be the next British Prime Minister, and one of the reasons is that Labour Party believes that he can beat Reform.
The other thing, there is a Trump movement in Great Britain.
There is. I think that there are people certainly who are supportive of President Trump, and many of them are linked to that Reform Party, the right-wing anti-immigration party. The leader of Reform, Nigel Farage, an MP, is a close friend of President Trump, and maybe it was a conversation with Nigel Farage that prompted President Trump to put out that post on Truth Social that Keir Starmer was going to step down. Having said that, President Trump in general, not a particularly popular president here in the United Kingdom, but as you're saying, he does have some support.
I don't know if you've seen the polls over here, but the numbers are not very high over here right now. Very, very interesting. This movement seems to be spreading around the world, this nationalist movement, and really, Great Britain not immune from this.
No, not immune at all. And what we're seeing a lot of the time is the traditional parties are suffering, be it Labour or Conservative, the main right-of-centre party, the Conservatives, who've dominated British politics for a very long time. We're seeing the right-wingers from Reform leap up the polls, but also the left-wing Green Party taking votes away from Labour as well. People just unhappy, a lot of them, with the traditional establishment parties.
Here in New York, Jonathan, we have our primary, and there's at least two very important congressional primaries here in upstate New York. So we'll see where all of this goes. Jonathan Savage, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jonathan Savage with Fox News Radio. There was a story the other day I thought was quite interesting, and it is this far-right movement, and it's a nationalist movement, anti-immigration. You'll hear people say things that are very similar to what you hear from Donald Trump. This city doesn't look like it used to. Meaning there are people of color, immigrants who have moved in, and that doesn't belong here. It belongs there. Comments like that, statements like that are all part of their politics. Boy, they were throwing the stone a year ago at the United States. And how can you allow something like this to happen in your country? Yet it's happening there as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you looked at East Utica, for instance, that neighborhood doesn't look like it used to. And it's more than just race, I think. I mean,
you grew up in East Utica.
Yeah. And I'm not, it's for better or worse, there's change, there's turnover, and, there's different people carving out their own way in the United States in this particular case. So I don't know.
Well, you look at, and you were a police officer over there, Steve Hunk. You look at parts of East Utica and Corn Hill. It has been tremendously improved by at least more than one group, not just one group only, but certainly the Bosnian population has made some big improvements over there.
There's no doubt about it. I had a conversation with a Bosnian friend of mine just a couple weeks ago about this, and here's where I stand on the whole immigration thing. I think that there's pushback from just regular Americans, not necessarily even people political, when some people that come here from different countries don't make any attempt to assimilate to American lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So in my opinion, if you're going to come here, you come here for a reason because of what America has to offer. You have to become American. That doesn't mean you got to give up your culture. I mean, our ancestors didn't give up our cultures.
Right.
So, but if you're going to come here, we have a certain culture. And you just have to accept it. If I'm going to come here, I have to live that. No different than if I went to a different part of the world, I'd have to accept the way they do life and just form into. They're not going to change for me. I have to change for them.
That works really fine and dandy until you have an area like Chinatown in New York City, where
absolutely,
if you walk into Chinatown, you are the majority. You are the minority by far. So. I'm not sure that always works the way we want it to work. Probably in a place like here, where the majority of people are white, Christian. It may be more so here than there. San Francisco is another really interesting. I'm just using the Asians right now, but pretty interesting. In studio right now is the mayor of Newport and chief correspondent campaigner with the Robert Smellman campaign, Mayor Mark Bondler.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Now, you're going to be, I want you to know, you're going to, if you hang this morning, you're going to be on the air when Constantino is on the air.
Oh, boy. I'll put in some earplugs.
Okay. All right. You're not a fan.
I'm certainly not a fan.
And you are in the 21st. Newport is in the 21st Congressional District.
Absolutely. And I've been out going around and campaigning a little bit with Bob.
Okay.
And I think your buddy here hit on it. I think there's a smell of desperation bringing Trump in for those things. And let's talk a little bit about Elise. Elise Stefanik.
But to be fair, if you're endorsed by Donald Trump, it would seem logical. Now that's saying that he asked for this tweet to go out, or this, what do you call a Truth Social tweet? That's an oxymoron.
Truth Social post, I
guess.
know.
We don't know that he asked for it, but still, listen, if I'm Constantino and I have Trump in my pocket, I'm going to use him again. Just
you
to
mean
clarify.
to tell me Trump endorsed Constantino? That was news to me this morning, man. Holy smokes. I mean, he can't utter a sentence without mentioning that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, though, if Smullen was endorsed by Trump, we'd be hearing that as well. To be fair, I'm just trying to be fair.
Well, you're making
it's a big endorsement.
Effort at it.
It's a big endorsement.
But here's my point.
All right.
The Declaration of Independence.
I do not want to be the guy who's in Constantino's corner, but I'm trying to be fair.
The Declaration of Independence, as I understand it, says, we, the people, da-da-da-da. It does not say a few rich and powerful people are going to run this country. It says, we, the people. 12 out of 15 Republican committees in this district endorsed Bob Smullen.
Yeah.
The police have endorsed him. The state Republican committee. Right up down the line. And those endorsements are local endorsements. And I think they're more meaningful than somebody calling in from Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And I think
somebody calling in from Washington, D.C.
You think he was in Amsterdam doing that?
Absolutely not. But it's
matter
Donald
where he is.
Trump. He's not just some guy. Whether I like him or you like him or anybody likes him, that carries a lot of weight.
Well, my point is he's also a Republican. Come on, don't get me going. He's a Republican, And
all right, I'm going to stop
the
everybody. Stop for a second.
In this district.
Stop for a second.
That's hilarious.
Stop for a second. I do have to break. We are at that point where the word point is really Davey pointing at me in a very mean way. Take a break. So I will. Davey, by the way, what are we talking about with Habaika's free money? This morning, what are we looking at here on this primary day?
$200.
$200. We'll do that at 7:35. Most of our equipment is back working today after the great power outage yesterday. We got a lot of rain. I had rain coming in a basement window yesterday.
Ooh.
I've never had that happen before, and I got to figure out why that happened. Anyway, it's a big day. It is a big day. We're going to fight about it. Coming up, stand by at WIBX.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton. If you have substantial assets, a delay in planning can cost you. It takes time to reduce taxes and protect assets. Planning ahead can save money and ease the stress on your family. We employ multiple strategies to protect what you have built. Call us for a free analysis of your tax and asset protection issues, because the smartest plan is made early.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
And a lot of people, when they come in, they'll say, I'm usually much more active, but since I've been in pain, I've had to limit the activities I'm doing.
You're listening to Janelle, an arch support specialist at the Good Feet store.
The next step is getting them in the right arch supports. After walking around with the arch supports, they'll feel much freer and lighter. Our goal is to have that long-term change for them to make sure that they're continuing to notice a difference in their life.
Try them for yourself at the Good Feet store. We're located in New Hartford on Commercial Drive across from Hobby Lobby.
Joe Bitar is a husband, a dad, and an attorney who spent his career standing up for people. From the courtroom to the Common Council, and now Joe is ready to deliver results from the New York State Assembly. Joe cuts through the politics and brings people together to get things done.
My name is Joe Bitar, and I'm running for State Assembly because I love our community, and I will fight to continue to make this a better place to live.
Joe Bitar. For our families, for our future, vote Joe Bitar for New York Assembly.
Paid for by Joe Bitar for Assembly.
Little Falls Lumber has everything you need for home improvement season. They're fully stocked with secondary grade metal in all colors. Available in 12-foot lengths and affordable solutions for sheds, garages, and roof repairs. Tired of digging through warped boards at the big box stores? At Little Falls Lumber, you'll find only premium grade lumber, hand-selected for quality. They also carry roofing, siding, windows, doors, and much more. Visit Little Falls Lumber in Little Falls in Syracuse. Call 315-823-2470 or go to Little Falls.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 From the WB Payne Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Iran's president goes to Pakistan. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Continuing talks that got going over the weekend in Switzerland with Vice President Vance leading the way for the U.S. to prevent Iran from having nuclear weapons.
I trust actions. And what the president has asked us to do is verify what they're doing, focus less on what they're saying.
The vice president touts that Iran's allowing nuclear inspectors back into the country. That's, though, being disputed.
Iran's ambassador to the United Nations says there has been no discussion on allowing in inspectors from the International Atomic Energy Agency. He insists Iranian nuclear activities are for the next stage of talks with the United States.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. President Trump insists if Iran does not comply with the deal signed during the 60 days of further talks,
I will do what I have to do.
Meanwhile, Hezbollah claims Israel is violating a ceasefire in Lebanon, firing at civilians, but the Israelis claim they struck armed terrorists who posed a threat to their soldiers.
Hezbollah is to blame here. They killed 5 Israeli soldiers over the weekend. They've been launching drones at Israeli forces in southern Lebanon, and we do expect this issue to remain a priority of conversation in the Memorandum of Understanding.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. The polls opening now in Maryland and South Carolina for primaries and runoffs. The voting started an hour ago in New York, where several progressive and socialist candidates are trying to win Democratic primaries for Congress. They'll also vote today in Utah. Now an update in the Nancy Guthrie case. More than 4 months after she was abducted from her home in Arizona, we're learning a second kidnapping ransom note that the Guthrie family got told them she had died.
The note said Nancy was, quote, buried with nature. The sender or senders of the first 2 ransom notes have not been publicly identified, and there have been no reported arrests in connection to them. The notes were received within days of Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. The first note demanded millions in Bitcoin in exchange for Nancy's return.
That's Fox's Todd Pyro. America's listening to Fox News.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250, micro, to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
Here it comes. Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap! Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise? Saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
President Trump will hit the road today, going to Pennsylvania to highlight what he says is booming American manufacturing. He'll visit a Mack Trucks assembly plant in Lehigh County. But the president may also be getting updates on the work he says is being done to fix the Washington reflecting pool that's turned green. Not long after a contractor he hired had painted the bottom of the pool dark blue. He claims it's been vandalized, warning those involved could face serious jail time.
The president's American flag blue paint floating at the top of the reflecting pool was the work of vandals and not contractors who worked on the renovation.
Let's put it this way. When you have a 350, I think it's 350, not 250, a 350-foot slit from one end to the other, you think that's proof?
An algae bloom also turned much of the water green this month, something President Trump also suggested could be the work of saboteurs. Cleaning the algae may require the pool, which was renovated for about $15 million, to again be drained. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, falling stock futures suggest a day of selling the day after the NASDAQ dropped 350 points, but the Dow rose 148. This is a big deal in the NBA. The Milwaukee Bucks are trading two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo to Miami in a six-player deal. The Heat also give the Bucks several first-round draft picks. At soccer's World Cup, Messi makes history again.
Is this another one? Lionel Messi, there's the block. And Messi again, Martin! Lionel Messi in the double! Argentina get the win! And the little magic man gets his second goal of the game!
Messi scored both Argentina goals in a 2-0 win over Austria on Fox. He has scored all 5 of their goals in Argentina's 2 wins, and he has 18 in his career at the World Cup. That's a record. Kylian Mbappe is only 2 back with 16. He scored twice to lead France 3-0 over Iraq. Norway beat Senegal 3-2. Algeria topped Jordan 2-1. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Mostly cloudy skies, 61 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:05. This news update brought to you by Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Well, voters heading to the polls across New York State today. Here at home, one of the key contests is the 21st Congressional District, where Blake Gendabine is taking on Stuart Amorell. Am I saying that correctly, Bill? Amoriel?
I believe, yeah. That's,
to see who wins
Amoriel,
the Democratic nomination there, while on the Republican side, Assemblyman Robert Smullen is head-to-head with businessman Anthony Constantino.
Not to interrupt your news, and I really apologize this, but here I go. Nagel, when he was working for the brewery, working in beer, used to service that restaurant. So he worked with him often, that guy. I'll leave it at that.
Whoever wins in November will take over for Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, who is not running for re-election. 2 pickup trucks were stolen from the Village of Ilion Department of Public Works garage on Monday. One of the trucks is a regular pickup. The other is an extended cab 4-door truck. Both vehicles have the Ilion DPD logo on the DPW logo on the front doors. Anyone with information on who stole the vehicles is asked to come forward and contact Ilion Police. 2 severely emaciated dogs were found alive. A third found dead in a dumpster on Bartlett Road in Westmoreland. That's according to New York State Police. Troopers said they responded to a complaint from Oneida County 911 about the welfare of several dogs at a home in the town of Westmoreland. Police said the dogs belonged to Jonathan Carr, a 29-year-old man from Westmoreland, They also say they found garbage, feces, and filth in the enclosure where the dogs were located with no food or fresh water. He now faces 3 counts of torturing or injuring animals and failure to provide sustenance. All of those charges are misdemeanor. He was released on appearance tickets and is due to answer the charges in court next month. The Boilermaker announcing the retirement of Earl Reed, the founder of the Boilermaker Road Race, from its board of directors. The board also announcing that Earl would assume the title of Founder Emeritus, allowing him to remain closely connected to the race, which he founded 49 years ago and continues to care deeply about.
Good man. And, I got to say that he oftentimes would give to our causes, whether it be Christmas time, Toys for Tots, or whatever, and would ask we not mention where it came from.
Absolutely.
So, pretty awesome.
And the Cazenovia School Board is beginning a push to get rid of its vice president after his arrest on disturbing charges. The board approving resolutions to hire a law firm and start the process of removing Travis Longo for official misconduct.
So this is going to be a doozy. We've seen this happen before on the school board, right? Was it the school board or was it the city of Utica? Either way, getting rid of an elected official is not easy.
State police claim that Travis Longo was exchanging sexually explicit messages with a child, and a search of his phone led to the discovery of sexual abuse videos. Longo is denying those allegations. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time coming up on 7:09. Here's your Weather Center forecast.
We've cleared it out. Yes, there's clear sky coming as we go on through this morning. Still got plenty of low cloud and fog around. I think as we go through the daytime hours today, the rain's done, but the clouds will still linger. 78 tonight. Finally breaking up the clouds, dropping back to the good old double nickel, 55. North Country probably be to the 40s. Sunshine, gorgeous Wednesday, 80. Showers back, though, Thursday with a high near 80. Maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stiggett, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy and 61 at 7:09. All right, in sports, Mets and Cubs, the opener was postponed yesterday. They will play a doubleheader on Wednesday. The Yankees dropped their series opener to the Tigers 5-3. Garrett Cole takes the loss there. The NBA draft is finally here. It begins tonight in Brooklyn. The attention, though, shifting squarely to the picks after Giannis Antetokounmpo was traded late Monday night. The linchpin keeping the previous draft order intact was traded to the Bucks from the Bucks to the Heat in a blockbuster deal that lands Milwaukee 3 first-round picks, including the 13th overall pick. Also, a deal has been made between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Nets that sends Julius Randle in the number 28 pick to the Brooklyn Nets in a 3-team trade with the Chicago Bulls. Brooklyn sending Nick Claxton to Chicago, and Minnesota is acquiring the 33rd overall pick. Randle was selected in the 7th pick in 2014 by the Lakers. He also, of course, spent time with the Pelicans and for a while as a New York Knick.
Jeff,
yes?
I just want to say something. I think it kind of shifts the balance of power in the East now with Giannis going to the Heat, with the chances for the Heat to win the championship.
Yeah, there's certainly a powerhouse team now. There's no question about it.
Well, you got him and Ben Adebayo, 2 of the best players in the Eastern Conference besides Town and Brunson with your Knicks, and this East is going to be highly competitive next NBA season.
Yeah, and for those who don't follow the NBA, what Davey just said there is correct. That is a CCR song. Bam Adebayo. You know that song? Not Born on a Bayou. It's Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, CCR for you there.
Good. Anything else?
That's all I have.
Okay. I want to bring
Other than heartburn. Really bad heartburn.
You do have some heartburn. All right, quick break. Then Dr. Hall, and then we're going to talk some politics this hour. It's primary day, and there's a lot going on. Mark Butler is fuming and can't wait to talk. He is livid. He is a supporter of Robert Smullen. And also this hour is the Democrat up in the North Country, NY21. Same, there's a Democratic primary also in the 21st. Today is primary day there as well. We'll speak with Blake Chendebine. And the question I want to get in with Mark Butler is, yes, President Trump has come out in favor of Anthony Constantino. Roger Stone has come out, and so has the former mayor, Rudy Giuliani. But I think the big surprise, and I'm told it didn't carry a great deal of weight, but I thought it was like, what is going on here? Jim Jordan came up and supported Constantino. So they're pulling out all the stops. We'll talk about that coming up. Dr. Hall, next, we'll get into a few issues that are big right now coming up at WIBX.
Hurt in a car, call William Attar, 315-444-4444.
Hello, Oneida and Herkimer County Republicans. I'm Charles Potter, your candidate for the 118th Assembly District. I would be honored to earn your support on June 23rd. With 14 years of dedicated service as a county supervisor and the only candidate endorsed by the New York State Conservative Party, experience matters. Please vote for Charles Potter on June 23rd. Early voting starts on June 13th. Paid for by Friends of Charles Potter.
You know, around here, a good vehicle isn't just transportation, it's family time, weekend adventures, and getting where life takes you. Maybe you're loading up the kids for a day at the Utica Zoo, or you're heading north to Enchanted Forest Water Safari for the weekend. Or maybe you're pointing the hood south toward Cooperstown and the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Wherever the road leads, you want to know your vehicle is ready for the trip. And right now at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, purchase any 4 Bridgestone tires and receive a $150 rebate. It's a great time to upgrade your ride before your next adventure, because when you're headed somewhere important, peace of mind rides along too. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, driving our community since 1980. Trusted for quality, known for service, and helping get you there safely, mile after mile. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, Yorkville, Utica, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com. We'll keep the wheels turning so you can keep making memories.
I'm Robert Smullen, Marine Colonel, 3 tours in Afghanistan, and the conservative and Republican candidate for Congress. I've spent my life serving America. My opponent, a lifelong Democrat. He attacks police, mocked the disabled, hired sex offenders, and now he's spending millions lying about me because he can't defend his own record. The truth is simple. I'm a patriot who served our country. In Congress, I'll be a patriot who serves you.
I'm Robert Smullen, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Robert Smullen for Congress.
Did you know your most treasured rugs can look new again? At ABC Chem Dry, we specialize in premium area rug cleaning. From treasured family heirlooms to fine rugs from around the world, our trained specialists use a careful 5-step process, inspecting, dusting, cleaning, drying, grooming, and protecting, so your rug always gets the expert care it deserves. Don't wait. Call ABC Chem Dry today at 315-738-1111 to schedule a drop-off or pickup.
The 4th of July sale is on at upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, Mattress Express. Save up to $1,350 on our huge selection of brands. And remember, we beat any locally advertised price on a brand we carry. Hurry.
Here's your chance to sing the national anthem in front of some 40,000 people at the Boilermaker Post-Race Party on Wednesday, June 24th at 6 p.m. at Babes at Harbor Point. It's the official audition to select this year's Post-Race Party National Anthem singer. Reserve your audition spot now by registering at postraceanthem.com. And get ready to sing at the Boilermakers National Anthem audition from the radio stations of Town Square Media. Register now at postraceanthem.com.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
And by the way, I got to say that the Anthem party is tomorrow night. Call it an Anthem party. The audition is tomorrow night at Babes in North Utica. So come on out and check it out. If you think you can sing, what a great opportunity. You can sing the national anthem come tomorrow. All right, I want to bring in Dr. Hall for a quickie here this morning. Doc, welcome back. Good morning. Thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, good morning. Hope everybody is voting for their candidate, no matter who that is.
Well, we're sick of the commercials. Very politically correct. What was that?
Very politically correct.
Okay. That's right. It was. All right. I just wanted to throw out a little something. There are those, what I think is quite interesting, those people who they get sick at a drop of a hat. If somebody gets something, they get it. And for a while, I felt like I was that person. But I, knock on Formica, have made my way past that. What do you, a lot of people are going to be traveling. Now, you may not be traveling, but your neighbor may be, and you come in contact with your neighbor. Whether it be traveling around the country or traveling around the world, it's vacation time. So what can you do? And I understand, wash your hands, don't touch your hands to your eyes or your face or your mouth and all that. Do all of those things to make sure that you're not catching or spreading something. But what can you do to improve your immune system? Because that seems to be really, really key.
Yeah, so there's not a lot that you can do to improve your immune system. There are a lot of over-the-counter supplements and things like that people, are touting that will improve immune systems. The reality is that there is little to no science behind those. There is no magic bullet here. Your immune system, to a very great extent, is defined by your genetics. So it is, whatever your parents gave you is what it is. Now, there are going to be changes, as you get older, and as you yourself go through being exposed to different antigens that may very well, stimulate your immune system or suppress it. So, and different diseases that you have. As you know, with the disease that you have, your immune system is weakened simply because your white blood cells, which your disease affects, preeminent aspects of your immune system, your ability to fight off infections. So, it's unfortunately, there is no silver. Number one, there is no silver bullet, and number two, it's not rocket science. It is a lot of what you said. It is taking care of yourself and being aware of your own status, whether you are someone who is more susceptible or less susceptible to becoming ill. Then if you are more susceptible, then you need to protect yourself. Yeah. If you are less susceptible, you still need to protect people around you, because we are, social animals, and it is our duty not only to protect ourselves but to protect other people. And so, doing the things that you mentioned, as well as, if you are sick, probably the biggest thing is if you are sick or if you feel that you are getting sick, you need to stay away from people. Because you don't know what that next person, the person next to you or two people away, what their status is in terms of being able to fight off infections. So it's all about that. It's about knowing who you are and about taking care of yourself. And if you're feeling ill, not exposing other people to whatever pathogen you may have.
So yet it is really interesting how, and maybe it is genetics, how you could be in the same household, one person gets the flu, 5 people in the house, 4 in total get the flu, but the 5th one's been all over the place, doesn't get the flu. And maybe that's exactly what it is. But there is the theory, the boy in the bubble. Remember the old show on TV back in the 70s, the boy in the bubble. And that concept would be, I remember somebody saying, those dirty kids down the street never get sick. And where they were going with this is that the ones who seem to be very, very careful, constantly washing their hands, constantly being careful, constantly, et cetera, they're the ones that get sick. The ones who really don't care and roll around in the mud, they don't get sick. Is that anecdote? What is it true? Is it not true?
There is so there is some evidence to support that. It is not so much that as an adult that is true. It is really more about if a child has a good functioning immune system. So we're not talking about newborns because their immune system really doesn't function yet.
Right.
But if a child is exposed to antigens, early in life where they can manage them, where their immune system is strong enough that they can manage them, then that means that their immune system is now primed to take care of any infection that may come back from a similar entity of a similar bacteria or virus or something. This is actually why it is so important. I'm going to get on a little bit of a soapbox here. This is actually why it is so important for kids to follow the vaccination schedule starting at 6 to 8 weeks of age, because that's when their immune system can start to take on some of these things and can start to protect them for the rest of their life, because you're stimulating the immune system of a child to be able to respond to these things, whether it's mumps or polio or measles or whatever. And that's why this is so important. But yes, the answer to your question is there is some evidence to support that, but it's not, you go and roll in the mud and then you're immune to things. It is that you have been exposed to different antigens and your immune system is strong enough that it has now developed an ability to recognize those things. So if you don't have that immune system to begin with, then obviously that's not going to help you.
All right.
So,
Doc, as always, we appreciate it. A lot of traveling going on. Enjoy it, and don't get sick.
Yeah, and just everybody, please just be safe.
Thanks so much, Doc. Have a great rest of the week. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
And it is primary day. So where you have been doing your early voting, maybe in a remote location somewhere, I think in Herkimer County, there's only one place, Mark Butler, for early voting. That's in Little Falls. And there are several places in Oneida County, a handful anyway. But today is where you vote in your at your polling place. In studio here this morning is Mark Butler, the mayor of Newport, New York. Good morning.
Well, thank you for having me, Bill.
In the studio also is Steve Houck, and of course Jeff Manaske, who is suffering from heartburn today. I was going to ask the doc about that, but I just got to tell you: is it what you ate? Is it? Do you take medicine on a regular basis, et cetera, et cetera? All of that stuff. Heartburn can be really bad and can cause cancer, by the way.
Are you serious?
Persistent acid reflux can
well, I'm fortunate.
Can be a cancer causer.
I don't get it often, but I certainly am battling it today.
Okay. I do have to say I find it kind of funny that that one of the attacks on Smullen is, that he used to be a registered Democrat. Anyone else that's big in the Republican Party we know that used to be a registered Democrat?
Would it be President Trump? But that? I don't believe that's true.
That's absolutely true.
I know about Smullen.
What do you mean?
That he was a registered Democrat?
No. That Smullen says that about
hold on.
You're stepping all over my speech, Bill.
Okay. Well, damn it. I better step back here. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. I am a committed Republican. I've supported Trump. I've supported Elise. But the way this campaign is shaken out, and I think Jeff hit the nail on the head. Number one, everybody says, if you don't vote for Constantino, you're defying Trump. Trump is defying the will of the people. 12 of 15 local Republican committees endorse Bob Smullen. The police have endorsed Bob Smullen. The Conservative Party has endorsed the New York State Republican Committee. So where did Trump get the idea to support this other guy? And I have my thoughts on it. I think there are several 100,000 reasons why.
Okay, we'll get to that. This has happened in other parts around the country, and Trump's endorsed candidate has won.
But in most of those cases, it was somebody who had a complaint who didn't support him on something.
Are you wondering, though, why Trump is coming out so vehemently against Robert Smullen?
I am wondering, and like I said, I think there are several 100,000 reasons why he's coming out for it. And I think that's how they got Jim Jordan here. I think it was with cash. And let me tell you about Elise Stefanik. I was I was a strong supporter. I think the world of her, thought the world of her. I represented Fulton County in areas in my district that overlapped hers when she first ran. I helped her. I supported her all through this. She was a rising star in the Republican Party. And then what happened? So here we are in this race. And I open up my phone, and here's a picture of her with Constantino.
Well, I don't think that was.
Well, but
okay.
Let me finish up. So he went up. She wrote a book, Poison Ivy. He went up and bought books for his employees, and he tells us he has up to 1,000 employees. He wants them to read this book because he loves Elise so strongly. So she has her picture taken with him, doesn't formally endorse him, but here's a picture of him and her together. How many books did she sell, and how much it would a book be worth? Let's say $30.
Are you saying it?
Let's say he bought 600. Do the math. How many thousands of dollars did she make out of it?
Are you saying that she allowed her picture to be with Constantino because he bought her books? Well, that is what you're saying.
The picture of them together was about that, but then he had a picture. So a couple of days ago, when they found out the Republican tide is turning against them, they have a picture of him and her together with no explanation. They just use her image. And now you have the impression, although she hasn't formally endorsed him, that she's behind him.
Right.
So
how do you know the Republican tide is moving against Constantino?
Because I think we mentioned it before. They have to bring in Jim
Jordan.
Yeah. They have to get Trump on the radio and stuff. I'm hearing on the ground.
To be fair, would we say that Smullen went out and got the Chamber of Commerce, the National Chamber, United States Chamber of Commerce, because he felt he was behind? Or it kind of bolsters up your case? I mean, I think you're making a leap.
They chose to endorse him, and no, he didn't get the media coverage that deserved, but this guy who spoke said, look.
I think we all covered it.
All right.
But you're not going to get the
same. Did you get were you there for the speech from the gentleman from the Chamber of Commerce?
No, and I wasn't at any of Constantino's either.
Well, the point being.
My point is he got coverage. I felt it was feel free to jump in anytime. Johnny Rocket
I want to let him
there.
finish. No, I want to let him finish. I'm stunned.
But
Mayor,
listen,
I'm stunned.
The fact is that that of course Trump, Giuliani, Trump, and Roger Stone are gonna carry the news headlines. That's a big deal, right?
But here's the point I'm trying to make before
I understand,
so rudely interrupted me. When the gentleman from the chamber spoke, he said, and here's the line that stuck in my head, this isn't a bunch of men sitting around a table in Washington, D.C. deciding who your congressman is going to be. We talked to people from the district. We talked to businesses. They said, oh, yeah, Bob's been here. We've met him. He's done things for us.
Yeah.
And that's why the chamber support him. That wasn't in the original press release.
So you're accusing President Trump of taking money.
That's what I think is the most significant thing.
That is my opinion, but
if that's a major accusation.
Yes, it is.
Oh, he maybe not directly to him, but there's money being changed. I truly believe that.
I will tell you this.
For the record, that's your opinion.
That's his opinion. That was the first thought I had, though, when that happened.
Well, you asked that question. You did ask the question. You asked Smullen if he thought that maybe
the endorsement was bought.
Maybe the endorsement was bought by Roger Stone.
Why else would the president go against the obvious wishes of the people, the Republicans in this district?
Okay. Are you asking that with a straight face, though? Of course. I mean, come on. Trump has gone against all the establishment picks. He's done it countless times this election season.
I'm watching you, Bob.
I'm just telling you. Okay, Tom. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you, this is not abnormal to me at all. That he goes against the wishes of the established Republican committee chairs. Let me bring in Ann in Rome. Hello, Ann.
Good morning. And Ann was been on fire this morning on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was going to get to some of your comments,
She's
but
a great lady. I met her the other day in Rome.
You did.
You just go ahead and tell us.
You were escorting Smullen around?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just asking. Don't be defensive.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I was a Democrat for 47 years till I saw the light with Trump. No one loves Trump more than me, maybe Melania, but that's questionable, too.
I think that is
There's
questionable.
no way, when I went to vote, I was probably number 3 to vote, that I was going to vote for Constantino. All he did was B.S. Giuliani, who bought into the, oh, look, I have a Trump sign. Let me tell you, nobody had more Trump signs than I did during the hurricane. They wrecked them, and I put more up. So maybe he should endorse me instead of Constantino. He's nothing but a BSer.
For a moment,
he BS's way. Trump's got more to do than worry about Constantino.
Could I just go back? Do you think the Democrats set up the tornado to wreck the Trump signs?
No, but my neighbor across the street did because she don't like them.
Well, okay. All right.
That's
Well,
funny.
I'm sure she didn't vandalize your signs.
No, not at all. I got the best neighbor ever.
Yeah.
But having said that, I just think with all the Trump's got going on, they said, yeah, he bought into it, and they're using everything they can. You want somebody that's good, get somebody that served this country, put their life on the line for us, not put stickers that I hate the police. He put his life on the line for us. And let me just tell you one more thing. And Jeff, I know how you talked about him not answering questions. I've seen him more than once. We threw questions at him from every angle, never asked the same questions. Without hesitation, he answered them all. Love the guy. Going to church, and one more thing about church, Major League Baseball better watch what they say about putting notes on your hat. This is the month. It's Pride Month. This is the month of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Don't mess with God, Major League Baseball.
Okay.
I'm going to church, going to pray for everybody. Have a good day.
Pray for me, Ann.
I'm all for Major League Baseball saying
I'm being honest.
No to anything, and that's what was said. Go ahead.
One final thing.
You can't have players. Every player on a whim putting whether it's something that you agree with or disagree with on their uniforms.
As we speak, Davey's writing a Bible verse on his hat.
Yes.
You can see him.
He is.
The other indication I have that the winds have changed is the more recent.
You're saying the winds have changed in favor of Smullen.
Yes. And I'm saying that because of the nature of the literature that Constantino is sending out in the messages. He's trying to now portray Mr. Smullen as a rhino, as a career politician. He was a Marine for 24 years, for God's sakes. That is a flat-out lie. But he's trying to paint him.
That's not new. He's been doing that since the beginning.
And I think, Mark, Bill and I would agree with you on that point. That's an effective job by Constantino, though, in repositioning his opponent.
Well,
we agree.
Because they read the polls and he was behind. So now,
that's an assumption.
We're going to say he's a rhino.
Yep.
They had a fake picture of him supposedly with Nancy Pelosi, our great senator from New York, and
AOC, you mean?
AOC, somebody, 3 Democrats and him, and here's your guy at work, So,
are you saying that picture's not real?
I have my suspicions.
Okay, I'm sure it's real.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
I think that's an AI ad.
To think that Democrats...
Smullen with AOC?
To think that Democrats and Republicans don't ever come in contact with each other.
No, it was Kathy Hochul. And,
well, he's come in contact. Well, in the assembly, he's come in contact with Hochul. So that's certainly
no question
possible.
He's seen her, but I don't think he's gathered together with those people.
And believe me, with Hochul's big push on AI, if they used an AI photo of her, you'd be hearing from her.
Well,
there's nothing illegal about it. You just have to claim
it. In New York
you,
State, it is without a.
You just have to tag it, but you can do it.
Is it tagged?
I don't know, but I think I haven't seen the ad, but I think what's going.
Nonetheless,
it's like one of these political flyers.
Yeah.
Right, where on one corner,
you don't have to sell me on this. I get all
on
of it.
one corner it's got them, and then it's got the governor. So it doesn't mean that they were actually together.
But he's putting out.
No, they were the 3 all together, packaged together.
Smullen's putting out the same crap. It's both sides are now to the point where the mudslinging is so bad. It's coming from both sides now.
Well, if I see a mailing with Constantino and Biden together in
you don't
Hillary,
have to, I mean,
then I stand corrected.
You don't have to. You don't have. It's all stuff like that. Kill the cops. Those stickers. All that stuff.
Well,
I mean,
that's
his
true.
defense on that. I'm not a Constantino person. I'm just trying to bring a little fairness to this. His defense on that is that he has a large company. When something like that, someone at home can type in what they want and have a sticker made, when they catch it, they bring it down. I think he should have a better control of his business personally, but I'm just telling you what he says.
Well, and again, that's a point to his.
Will you hang around during the 8 o'clock hour when both Smullen and Constantino are on?
I would love it. But
will you behave? Is going to be the question. I don't think so.
Can I stand up with this microphone here?
You can, I think. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, can we talk about another issue about the Republican committee seats, or are we not?
Can we break?
Yeah.
Because
I'm astonished at what I was just sent this morning, and I can't believe.
Okay, just quickly on that, is that the
I can wait. We can do it on the other side if you want. You don't want to spend too much time on it.
Let's be quick, and then we'll do it on the other side. But the issue is that a radio station put out a list of endorsements, Rozier endorsements, who Rozier wants people to vote for today on the committee.
On the radio station's Facebook page, don't forget to vote in today's primary elections for Oneida County.
That's a radio show that's now campaigning
for
Rozier.
Look,
he owns the station.
Represent some candidates. You disclaim it. You disclose it every time when they're on the air, and it would be inappropriate for you to go on the air and say, hey, vote for candidate X on the WIBX News Talk Sports, whatever our slogan is up there. I don't even know off the top of my head right now. To put that up there as an endorsement for a candidate, I
could tell you who I want you to vote for today, but I won't because I have a personal interest, and that would be unethical. They have a personal interest. Rozier has a personal interest, and he's making or convincing, I don't know what it is, his people to go out and endorse them. That's extremely unethical.
I agree. I'm stunned that this is what's being done.
But ethics, please. That's not what that outfit's about.
Objectivity down the drain. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. That's Exhibit A right there.
Well, all right.
But it's also half the story though, because we saw another post by Keith.
But that's
he's a
that's
candidate.
Not the story.
He's a committee member.
That has nothing to do with it.
This is like KTV
Absolutely
or the
right.
OD coming out and saying, vote for these people. I expect a candidate to say, these are the like-minded people. Here's the people I'm supporting.
Schobel
That's
is
one thing.
campaigning. Of course he's campaigning.
You
expect a news outlet to campaign?
A quote-unquote
End of story.
Unbiased media.
Why don't you tell him
he's got to behave? I ended the story.
You got 20 minutes. I got 3.
Yeah, you've made it personal now, Bill.
We know each other. He can look at me. I can look at him, and the message is sent. And sometimes
that's true. We don't even have to talk.
My own behavior that gets us in trouble. Okay, I got a break. We're going to do Habaika's free money question of the day, Davey. It comes from the Habaika Law Firm. Got a good one today. You're looking for $200. We're going to do it quickly, and then we got to bring on Jen DeBean, who's the Democratic candidate, NY21. Davey, tell me, you want to call the number 5? Right now, 3-1 for $200. Call the number 5. 315-736-0186. We'll do it next to WIBX.
It all began in 1985 with a single goal, a commitment to brighten our community. And with your kindness, that light grew brighter. Because for 40 years, you've helped Food Bank of Central New York deliver healthy food and hope. But that need continues to grow. So this year, please consider giving a little extra and make sure the light we shine together never goes out.
Little Falls Lumber has everything you need for home improvement season. They're fully stocked with secondary grade metal in all colors, available in 12-foot lengths and affordable solutions for sheds, garages, and roof repairs. Tired of digging through warped boards at the big box stores? At Little Falls Lumber, you'll find only premium grade lumber, hand-selected for quality. They also carry roofing, siding, windows, doors, and much more. Visit Little Falls Lumber in Little Falls in Syracuse. Call 315-823-2470 or go to littlefallslumber.com.
I'm Mike Gentile, and I'm running for Assembly to bring common sense leadership back to Albany. I've spent my whole life in this community, and one thing is clear. People want leaders who show up, who listen, and deliver real results. Families across the 119th District are dealing with rising costs, higher utility bills, and real concerns about the future. They deserve someone who understands what they're going through and will fight for them every single day. Leadership that shows up, listens, and delivers. Vote for Mike Gentile for Assembly. paid for by Gentile for Assembly.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. You can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. Spain is currently trading at over 17% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $580 if they win soccer's biggest prize. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code TURF to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
No more fighting in here, people. Come on. All right, it's time for a Vicus Free Money question of the day. It comes from Joseph and Andrew Hobaika at 315-724-1600 for your legal needs. If you have legal needs, call either Andrew or Joseph Hobaika. We do this every day at this time, and we're about to do it right now. It's the free money question of the day. Today it's worth $200. Am I good to go forward? You got all the lineup of the T-shirts as a consolation, Davey? Huh?
No, I didn't because I was busy yesterday.
Oh, boy. Well, we can find him a T-shirt if it's a consolation, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So you're giving me the go.
Yeah.
All right, okay, all right. On the line right now is Dave in Rome. Hello, David. Good morning.
Hi, Bill. How are you?
I don't want to be talking about consolation because you might win the money, right?
Okay.
Let's win the
hope
money.
so.
Let's win the $200. Okay.
Let's do it.
Are you ready? Here is your question. You'll have 7 seconds to answer this question. Let me let the door shut because the fans in the hallway. Okay, here it is. Here's your question. Dolly Parton had a song called I Will Always Love You. Whitney Houston made her song even bigger. Whose idea was it to have I Will Always Love You in the movie Bodyguard Ready, Go?
Dolly Parton.
Was it Dolly Parton? No. I would have the expected guess is Hauk.
I think it's Clive Davis, wasn't it?
It is not Clive. That's what I thought. Because Clive Davis died yesterday. Turns out it was not Clive Davis, although Clive Davis is the one who, when Whitney Houston did basically the first rough cut of that song, Clive Davis, even though David Foster was producing the song, wanted her to do it over and over and over again. Clive Davis said, no, use the rough cut. That's the one that's going to be the hit. And they did. But it was Kevin Costner.
I had it.
Mark Butler had the answer. He wants the money. It was Kevin Costner who brought it to the table and said, Whitney should sing this song.
Give me the 200
and
I'll vote for Constantine.
Okay. You're for sale. You're totally for sale.
Look at that.
Dave in Rome, we're going to give you a throwback, retro WIBX T-shirt. In fact, I think the frequency on the shirt might even be wrong. Like, it might not even be right. So it's kind of a cool shirt. Stand by. Davey's going to hook you up, okay?
Okay, Bill. Thank you. You have a good day.
All right, David. Thank you. And Dave is on the line right now. You would have had it right.
I know.
Yeah, Kevin Costner. Clive Davis, very sad. I mean, Eric Clapton.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, Bruce Springsteen, and many, many others. Whitney Houston.
That list is very long. There was a documentary a couple years ago I watched on him.
He's a big deal.
Fascinating guy.
All right, today there is a 21st congressional primary in the 21st congressional district.
There's actually two of them.
Well, I was about to go to that, and the one just so happens to be one of two is a Democratic primary. And earlier this morning, we heard Blake Gendebeen's opponent, who's from Lake Placid, a restaurant owner. Blake Gendebeen is back with us here this morning, and voting is underway now until 9 p.m. tonight. Blake Gendebeen, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Good to be with you. Good to be with the Mohawk Valley this morning.
I do want to tell you, this is Mark Butler. He's the mayor of Newport, New York.
Hello.
He's let you know he's a staunch Smullen supporter. Someone who's undisclosed is Steve Hauk down the way, and of course Jeff Manansky is here with us now. I got to tell you, one of the things that the Democrats have been able to do, you and your opponent, is stay out of the dirt and the mud. There's been none of that from you guys.
No, you're right. I'm just totally focused on what's good for my friends in the North Country and upstate New York. That's what we're focused on. And you know, I'm proud to be a farmer. I talk about it a lot. And when you're a farmer, you just got to focus on what you're doing. Being distracted with fights and crazy stuff doesn't get work done. So that's not the type of guy I am. It's not the type of guy I'm going to be.
I have to say that if we're being told that if Constantine wins, Anthony Constantino wins, that Robert Smullen will stay in the race on the conservative line, and we're told that if Smullen wins, Constantino will stay in the race. So it will end up being a three-way race. If you are to win today's primary, how will you handle the attacks if they start slinging the mud towards you? How are you going to handle that?
Right. I think the exact same way since I started this race, just laser focused on lowering costs for my friends and neighbors, laser focused on saving our rural health care. My hospital right around the corner filed for bankruptcy. My mother had a health incident, and there just wasn't the support. Thank God our local fire department and squad was awesome and got to the house very quickly.
Yeah.
But she had to go all the way to Albany. That's too far. 4 hours away from home, 4 hours away from her farm, 4 hours away from her grandkids. Like, we have to do better. That's what I'm focused on. All the other stuff doesn't get things done. That's what people don't like about politics. They don't like the fighting. They don't like the bickering. They don't like the fact that nobody can get anything done. And I am here to make sure that we help everybody. I can't say that enough.
Yeah. How do you? Where do you stand on the Iranian war? Where do you stand on Ukraine's war with Vladimir Putin, and of course with Israel and Lebanon? There's a lot going on. One might even call this a world war currently. We're not going there, but where do you stand on all of it?
Well, that was a lot of questions all wrapped into one.
It was.
That was a lot.
My apologies.
Do you have an hour or two to talk?
Yeah, I know.
So we all right. So with the war in Iran, absolutely, we all agree that the Ayatollah was just a terrible dictator, committed thousands of humanitarian crimes for decades, sponsor of terror, totally unacceptable. He can't have a nuclear weapon. But these issues, international conflicts, are creating chaos. And as a farmer in the North Country, I can't ignore the fact that my diesel fuel was $2.65 a year ago. Now it's pushing $5. We can't ignore the fact that gasoline is too expensive. So I like to talk about it like this. I don't think Washington understands the cost that we are bearing in rural America. You've got a nurse that has to drive 60 miles to work, 60 miles home. Then her kid forgets his basketball sneakers at school. She's got to drive 10 miles to school, 10 miles back home to put food in the crock pot. Then she's got to drive an hour to Harrisville and an hour back home. So she drove 200 miles in a day just to go to work and watch her son play basketball. Like, it's too expensive. So as I'm laser focused on driving down costs, making sure that we don't get into conflicts that hurt us at home is a priority. And Congress should assert its war powers authority before any more of our young men and women are injured or killed, and our costs for fuel, fertilizer, gasoline, utilities continue to go up. And I'm very proud of the fact that in rural America, we make up just 16% of the population, yet almost 50% of our annual military recruits come from rural districts just like ours in upstate New York and the North Country. And we should have a representative that has a say in what happens. And so if we follow the four corners of the Constitution, there's really nothing more patriotic than that. That's what I want to do.
All right. I want to ask you on Israel, and I do have to say, the Democratic Party, there's almost a civil war when it comes to support for Israel. Your thoughts? Where do you stand on this?
Right. You know, really, I am laser focused on what's going on in the North Country. But what I will say is we need to treat everyone with humanity. We need to make sure that Israel has a right to defend itself when provoked. I totally agree with that. But definitely things have gotten out of control. People in needless needless extensions of conflict, and I don't agree with how far Israel has gone. So we can't allow Israel to set our foreign policy. We need to focus on what's going on here with our families. We need to make sure that we can afford to live in the North Country and upstate New York. We need to bring jobs to the North Country and upstate New York. 1 in 3 households are union households. We need to make sure that they have opportunities, development, projects, jobs for years to come so they can recruit young people and drive our economy and have people stay here. That is really what I'm focused on, and that's what most people are talking to me about. So if most people are talking to me about lowering costs, saving rural health care, then that's what I should be really focused on, to help people live a better life here.
I don't mean to drag you back into war, but I'm going to do it one more time. Ukraine and Russia. Where do you stand on that?
Yeah. In no way, in no world is it okay for a former KGB thug to invade a sovereign country. That's not what we stand for in the United States of America, and we should be defending Ukraine and helping them in any way we can.
Okay. I want you to give, if you could, a final plea to voters today, that those throughout the 21st, which includes a good chunk of Oneida County and Herkimer County and parts to the Northeast. What do you say to those voters today when they go out to cast their ballot?
I say vote with your hearts, vote for the right person. Make sure that you do vote. Don't believe that your voice doesn't matter. Your voice does matter. Whether you're a Republican, whether you're a Democrat on primary day, get out there and let's live the American dream and vote for who we believe in and make this a better place. That's what I want everybody to do.
Blake Gendebine, we'll talk after all of this. Good luck today, and do you have a question for him? You look
I just want to congratulate him. I mean, he focused on the issues. I like the way he emphasized the rural nature of this district. I like a lot of what you said. If you just just take a little shot at Constantino for me, would you?
You know, guys, I don't have to. The contrast is clear. So.
Okay, all right, that's a solid answer right there. And by the way,
a good answer.
That's the mayor of Newport, conservative with a capital C, being nice to you. Mark that down.
And a Potsdam graduate, so I know about all these little communities you're talking about up there. I spent a lot of time up in the North Country.
SUNY Potsdam or Potsdam High School?
SUNY Potsdam.
Yeah,
I have a degree in English. That's why I went into politics. I had no other marketable skills.
All right.
Well, I'm glad the North Country helped in your personal development. So this is a great part of the world.
All right. You did a good job. Thanks.
Good luck today. We'll talk soon. Thank you. Blake Gendebine. I got to tell you, he is I realize he has a primary today, and we spoke with his opponent. But if he wins today, and you have the two Republicans that are fighting amongst each other, even in the 21st congressional district, I got to say, even you are.
I've got to say, if you think these last few months have been crazy, put on your seatbelt, because up until November, this is going to be like a street brawl.
If they both stay in the race.
If they both stay in the race,
I completely agree. Manasseh looking over the and listen, I think the direct mail pieces, which I'm not getting any of.
I haven't gotten any either.
However,
I think I'm just outside the district.
We're not in the district. But I got to say, what Constantino seems to be doing with his text messaging is blanketing everybody, because I'm not in the 21st, and I've been getting his text messages since the very beginning. And he has spent there's no doubt he spent a lot of money in this race.
You think?
Yeah.
So back to my original point. Does that make him a good candidate because he's got a lot of dough in his wallet?
On the mic, if you...
Does that make him a good candidate because he's passing out a lot
I
lot
don't think that makes any...
It has to do with character and experience and background.
Look, Bill, you have to admit, I'm not accusing anybody of this, but I will say for myself personally, I thought the same thing that Mark said. Did money exchange hands here for these people to jump into this race And out of nowhere, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you seem to characterize it as out of nowhere. Here comes Jim Jordan.
Yeah.
For what? What is the link there?
I don't know.
It makes me think. I don't. Other than what Mark suggested, it doesn't make sense.
Oh yeah, lay it all on me. Come on.
Listen,
Well, plausible deniability over here.
I've certainly asked the same question. I mean, was there a donation to Jordan's campaign? Why did he come forward? Is it a favor to President Trump?
PAC?
I don't know what the answer is, but I think Jordan came out of left field. Nobody expected that, but it's another endorsement. Take it for what it is. It's.
But again, a couple days ago, a picture of him with Elise and the American flag, and in a little tiny words in the corner, endorsed by Jim Jordan, not by Elise Stefanik.
Yeah, I want to tell you that Davey, I know. I'll get there, I promise you. If you're in need of a new family doctor, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients. It is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic. Dr. Mattern, Dr. Kosminski, Dr. Shemaleski, Dr. Lazinski. It's the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills.
Looking to cruise into summer savings with a reliable ride without the brand new price tag? Head to Steet Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer and check out our Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles. Perfect for summer road trips, weekend getaways, and everyday driving. Every Car Bravo vehicle is backed by a certified warranty for added peace of mind. Right now, qualified buyers can get rates as low as 3.9% for 36 months on Silverado and Colorado, plus many more models. And every Car Bravo vehicle includes a 1-year, 12,000-mile limited warranty. At Steet Ponte Chevy, we make car buying easy, so you can spend less time shopping and more time enjoying the road ahead. But hurry, these summer savings won't last. Visit Steet Ponte Chevrolet on Route 28 in Herkimer or online at SteetPonteChevy.com. Steet Ponte Chevrolet, where it's always easy to do business. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. 3.9% for 36 months on select models for qualified buyers only through GM Financial. Taxes and fees extra. Must take delivery by June 30, 2026. See dealer for details.
Meet Anthony Constantino, running to represent us in Congress.
First off, you, I see through your game.
Wannabe rapper, wannabe Republican. But he can't rap his way out of reality. He's a lifelong Democrat who helped fund Trump's impeachment. After the George Floyd riots, he called our cops racist and sold Kill the Police stickers. He claims he's America first, but he shipped jobs overseas, even replaced workers with robots. Anthony Constantino, worse than a wannabe. He's a fraud.
And I know just how this ends.
The real conservative in the race? Robert Smullen, a Marine colonel. He fought for our country. Smullen was appointed by President Trump and will fight for the America First agenda. He's the Republican conservative and law enforcement endorsed candidate. On June 23rd, vote Robert Smullen for Congress. Proven patriot, ready to serve.
I'm Robert Smullen, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica.
From the WB Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Nuclear honesty. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Trump insists the U.S. deal with Iran demands. Posting on Truth Social, Iran's agreed to high-level nuclear inspections long into the future, which Iran disputes. The day after the president warned he'll do what he has to do.
If Iran doesn't live up to their agreement, or if they're not behaving.
The president's post also maintains funds for the U.S. that is released for Iran will be controlled by the U.S. and used by Iran to buy food and medical supplies exclusively from the U.S., though Iran also disputes that today. The foreign ministry insists they'll decide how to spend any funds the U.S. unfreezes. And Fox's Trey Yingst reports.
President Trump just moments ago posted to Truth Social saying 19 million barrels of oil flowed out of the Hormuz Strait yesterday. He goes on to say an all-time record. Oil prices are tumbling down and the world is a much safer place.
And oil, meanwhile, is slightly higher today, but WTI is only about $10 a barrel higher than before the Iran conflict sent oil and gas prices surging. It's up to 7 people in custody now, and the plot the FBI thwarted to attack the UFC event on the White House lawn earlier this month.
2 more men have been arrested by the FBI, this time in Missouri and Washington State. Prosecutors allege the plot called for explosive-laden drones to strike near the White House before sniper teams opened fire on attendees.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson at the White House. It's primary day in Maryland, Utah, and New York, where this is a big question.
So just how influential is New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani?
We're about to find out. Multiple Mamdani-backed candidates are hoping to bring their agenda to Congress, including fellow Democratic Socialists Daria Liza Avila Chevalier and Claire Valdez.
That's Fox's Doug Luzader. There are also runoffs in South Carolina. President Trump likes the Republicans running for governor so much he endorses both. A big trade in the NBA ahead of the draft tonight. The Milwaukee Bucks sending star Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Miami Heat for players and draft picks. America's listening to Fox News.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250, micro, to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
Here it comes. Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap! Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise? Saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
The manhunt continues in the Kansas City area for the gunman who went on a shooting spree on a highway last week, firing into cars, killing one person, wounding 4 others. In Northern California, shots rang out in a quiet library.
It happened at around 5:15 p.m. The Butte County Library in Chico, California was open when a man shot and killed 2 adults. A child is hospitalized with what are being called minor injuries. Gunshots and screaming can be heard in a 911 call. Chico police set up a perimeter around the building. Some went in. The suspect fled out the back where other officers were waiting and made the arrest, recovering 1 gun with no shots fired. The police chief says there's no ongoing threat to the public. Chris Foster, Fox News.
A cruise nightmare is finally over.
Federal health officials confirmed the end of a hantavirus quarantine for the last 8 of the American passengers who were evacuated from a Dutch cruise ship hit by a deadly outbreak. 18 were sent to the National Quarantine Unit in Omaha, Nebraska in early May, with some later allowed to return to their home states under agreements to be closely monitored. But the final 8 remained in Omaha for the full 6-week quarantine period, the longest amount of time it's been known to take for symptoms of hantavirus to appear. Other passengers had been evacuated and quarantined in other countries. The outbreak sickened 13 people, killing 3 of them, including 2 Dutch passengers believed to have been the first infected while visiting South America. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are falling. Nearly 200 points for the Dow, nearly 800 for the NASDAQ. A star shines at soccer's World Cup.
Messi! History in Dallas! 40 years to the day since Diego Maradona scored the hand of God. Lionel Messi scores the goal to make him the World Cup's all-time leading scorer.
And then Messi scored again, leading Argentina past Austria 2-0 on Fox, giving him 18 career World Cup goals, a record. Kylian Mbappe, only 2 back of that record. He scored twice for France in a win over Iraq. Norway and Algeria also won. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Mostly cloudy skies, 61 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Banansky. Should we just continue the conversation? I mean, you know what I'm going to say? It's primary day, right? I mean, we've hit on this stuff. We can dive back into the conversation if you want.
Let's do the forecast then. Do you have anything pressing?
The primary day today. 2 pickup trucks stolen in Ilion. If you have any information, contact Ilion Police.
DPW trucks.
Yeah, for the DPW trucks, and they're marked as such. They were stolen from the Public Works garage. If you have information, call Ilion Police. A Westmoreland man facing charges after...
This just in, the new mayor-elect, David Murray, said, they weren't stolen, I'm filling potholes.
Is there any truth to the fact they might be seen in Newport?
That's
I
possible.
was just going to say,
you need some trucks.
Coincidental, because we got a couple new trucks that are getting a new paint job today.
Okay, all right.
Boilermaker officials announcing that the founder, Earl Reed, is retiring. He will take on the role now, the title of founder emeritus. And we talked about this yesterday. The Cazenovia School Board now beginning a push to get rid of its vice president after his arrest on charges of...
I think if I'm arrested for something like that, I would, at the very least, go on leave.
Right.
Right, until I prove my innocence, if that's the case.
Well,
and Mark Butler's full of coffee and vinegar this morning, so stay tuned.
Let me do the forecast. We finally will get rid of the rain, and there was a lot of it yesterday, as a matter of fact.
We've cleared it out. Yes, there's clear sky coming as we go on through this morning. Still got plenty of low cloud and fog around. I think as we go through the daytime hours today, the rain's done, but the clouds will still linger. 78 tonight. Finally breaking up the clouds, dropping back to the good old double nickel, 55. North Country probably be to the 40s. Sunshine, gorgeous Wednesday, 80. Showers back, though, Thursday with a high near 80. Maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stiggett, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy and 62 at 8:07.
Mike, with a few comments. I wish I knew who the candidates. I'd love to see that list that Rozier is endorsing so I can vote against them.
It's right on their Facebook page.
Mike, this morning.
I'm still appalled that that's...
Well, the difference is candidates endorse people all the time. But in this case, he is the chairman of the Republican Party now. He has a radio station that's supposedly fair and
objective, which it's not, obviously.
And now he is, I hate to say, but his own people are endorsing his candidates, the ones he wants for his own benefit. Unethical, I would say.
A little bit like Trump.
Okay, that came from
Boy,
you.
you're going to be, what are they going to label you? Mark Behar? Give me another name for someone on The View.
And then Mike says, I think they should take the Trump statue that Constantino made and put it next to the reflecting pool. He could reflect on his endorsement of Constantino as the paint peels up from the bottom.
Rocky saying here, Rocky and Utica, I cannot understand why people are so worked up over the Republican primary, Constantino versus Smullen. Both of these candidates have sworn their allegiance to Donald Trump. Their main job as congressmen will be to vote on bills, and obviously they will be voting unanimously for Trump's agenda. There is essentially no difference between these two candidates when it comes to their major function in Congress. You want to react to that?
I don't dispute that. So then why did Trump endorse Constantino is my question. If they're basically their
what
policies
he's saying, though, is
and
why vote for either one of them?
Well, that's what Rocky's saying.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to an issue of character. If anybody's seen or heard Mr. Constantino and some of the videos of him, he got kicked out of 2 committee meetings for being rude, brings a gang of thugs to debates, and they just yell and scream. When Smullen gets up to speak, it's just insane.
But we don't have proof that he brought those people.
I saw a video of it.
Right, but not that he did it, that they did.
They're his supporters.
Furthermore, let me take a break because you're in the middle of that because we've forgotten all about taking breaks today. Davey's like pulling his hair out. Oh, my God, it's all gone.
Jeez.
It's all gone.
Look what you did.
Look what I did. Why choose New York Sash? Windows, bathrooms.
What happened?
Siding and doors. It's New York Sash. 35 years of experience. They're locally owned. We use them and for many things, the bathrooms, as well as just an amazing job on the windows. Lifetime warranty, and their installers are wonderful. Riscony Boulevard in Whitesboro, or go and see them 24/7. NewYorkSash.com. Nobody's attacking you, Davey. I just said you're pulling your hair out.
I don't have no hair to pull.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
he doesn't have any hair.
That's the point.
So you pointed at me. What do you want? Sports?
I thought you were reading in the middle of reading.
Oh,
comments,
no.
Then let me do this. Right now, it's Steve Ponte Mazda. Save on a new Mazda lease or enjoy 0.9% APR financing on a new 2026 Mazda CX-50 with 1.9% on the CX-50 hybrids. Mark Butler, 0.9% on the new 2026 Mazda CX-70 and CX-90 and 0% on the FEV models. FEV stands for, go ahead, you can tell me.
I don't know what FEV
Plug-in hybrid electric vehicle.
I'm low tech. I don't go for that.
Wait, FEV?
PHEV.
Oh, PHEV.
Yeah.
Okay.
FEV.
I thought it was FEV.
And 2.9% on new, which is mine is the CX-90. I love the vehicle. I swear, I as long as I'm driving around town, I don't put gas in for a month or two. It's awesome. 2.9% on the new 2026 Mazda CX-30 and CX-5. See Rick or anybody at the dealership for details. As Rick says, let's make your deal where it's always easy to do business. Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. All right. More on Mark Butler. His man is...
Did you just say moron, Mark Butler?
I'm sorry. That came out wrong.
No, it came out the way you wanted it to.
His man, Robert Smullen, is coming on the radio next to WIBX.
Utica in the Mohawk Valley, upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, Mattress Express's 4th of July sale is on. Remember, no one in New York State has all the brands under one roof that we have, and right now, save up to $1,350 and take 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers on names like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Purple, Puffy, Simmons Beauty Rest Black, Serta, iComfort, Avocado, and more. Remember, every day we have no credit check payment plans as well. In New Hartford on Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies Plus. In Oneida in the Glenwood Plaza where the movie theaters are. In Rome on Black River Boulevard next to Ollie's. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS. Go to MattressExpressNY.com. And remember, their sale is our sale. Bring in any locally advertised price on a brand we carry. We will beat the price. We want to earn your business. Come see us at Mattress Express.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. You can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. France is currently trading at over 16% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $590 if they win soccer's biggest prize. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code TURF to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
You wouldn't drive a car without suspension, so why mow without it? Ferris Commercial Mowers set the bar as the first and only manufacturer to integrate suspension into their mowers, allowing you to go faster, cut better, and not get beat up. Whether you're a professional cutter or a homeowner that wants to mow like a pro, Ferris is there with the commercial-grade mowers to keep you going strong. Visit the Caledonia family today at Clinton Tractor to set up a test drive and feel the Ferris difference.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
Hurt in a car? Call William Mattar. 315-444-4444.
Albany is broke, and Dan Fusco knows it. Highest energy costs, highest taxes, highest healthcare costs. These issues affect you and your families. And Dan knows it. With 50 years of private business experience, Dan is determined to fix Albany. Vote for someone who has long-term solutions, who will listen and work for you. Vote Dan Fusco on June 23rd.
Paid for by Friends of Dan Fusco.
Hello, Oneida and Herkimer County Republicans. I'm Charles Potter, your candidate for the 118th Assembly District. I would be honored to earn your support on June 23rd. With 14 years of dedicated service as a county supervisor and the only candidate endorsed by the New York State Conservative Party, experience matters. Please vote for Charles Potter on June 23rd. Early voting starts on June 13th. Paid for by Friends of Charles Potter.
Little Falls Lumber has everything you need for home improvement season. They're fully stocked with secondary grade metal in all colors. Available in 12-foot lengths and affordable solutions for sheds, garages, and roof repairs. Tired of digging through warped boards at the big box stores? At Little Falls Lumber, you'll find only premium grade lumber, hand-selected for quality. They also carry roofing, siding, windows, doors, and much more. Visit Little Falls Lumber in Little Falls in Syracuse. Call 315-823-2470 or go to littlefallslumber.com.
Start your mornings with sharp insight and straight talk from me, Brian Kilmeade. Weekdays right after Keeler in the morning. Don't miss the Brian Kilmeade Show, breaking down the biggest stories in politics, business, and culture with the voices shaping the headlines. From Washington power players to everyday Americans, we ask the questions you want answered. Miss it during the week? Catch the weekend edition Saturday morning at 7. The Brian Kilmeade Show right after Keeler on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Hi, Billy Mays here with the brand new Keeler Kill Switch. When that morning show starts yapping about something you can't stand, don't reach for the dial. Just press this big red button and BAM!
This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, today is primary day, and in studio right now is Mark Butler, the mayor of Newport. He's a strong, staunch Robert Smullen supporter. Steve Houck is in here as well, and of course Jeff and I, and our man Davey. Listen, if you have pain, are you feeling pain from all the political commercials you're hearing and watching? Well, it could be. The pain could not be coming from the commercials. Maybe it's coming from your feet. Hip pain, knee pain, back pain. In fact, you've used, Mark Butler, the Good Feet store.
It changed my life forever.
It's a life changer forever. Wow. These are arch support specialists, the people at the Good Feet store. You can walk in without an appointment, no obligation, personalized fitting. They'll do a test walk, and they'll show you where your arch is off, your step is off, and that could be very well causing the pain. The Good Feet store is a 3-step system. Walk in today or call for information. 315-999-3910. Or visit them, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. Boom, boom, boom. On the line right now is Assemblyman Robert Smullen, who is running for the 21st. It's been a long campaign, and here we are on primary day. Robert Smullen, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill. It's great to be on Keeler in the morning. It is primary day here in the Mohawk Valley, so today is the day. Constitutional rights. People need to get out there and vote.
In studio is a big supporter of yours, Mark Butler.
Yes, I have a question for you, Bob. How do you do it all?
Well, I was in the Marine Corps for 24 years, Mark. 3 combat tours in Afghanistan. I have unlimited energy for being able to take care of people. That's what being a servant leader is all about, and that's why I get up every morning.
Talk about the campaign and some of the accusations that have been made against you that you feel are false campaign accusations made by Anthony Constantino.
Well, they're blatant lies. They're defamatory. They need to stop. People need to realize that the truth is really out there. I am who I am. I am a public servant who has served in the Assembly. I did 24 years in the Marine Corps. I've got the best interest of the people of this district at heart. You want to keep a campaign positive. Let's talk about the issues. That's what I want to talk about. Let's talk about affordability. Does anybody like their electric bill? No, I don't think so. Does anybody like the fact that our border is somewhat insecure to the north? We need to fix that. Economic development. I want to talk about all the issues. I want to debate the issues. But my opponent obviously has other plans for that. The only thing he's got to run on is negativity, and it's really, people are seeing through it. It's not going to work.
I would ask you about calling you a career politician. That seems to be a part of many of the commercials right now. How do you defend against that, that he's saying you are a career politician?
Well, absolutely false. I'm a career patriot. I spent my time, growing up in Gloversville, working for my family business. I went off to the Marine Corps, a success story. A kid from Miko, New York, becomes a colonel in the United States Marine Corps. I like to think it's because of hard work and the dedication and the 6 deployments that I had, 4 during which I had my family, 3 tours in Afghanistan. So, no, I'm no career politician. I've been here to serve my people. I've even run a corporation. I've been the CEO of a New York State Public Benefit Corporation. So it's just another accusation, another lie. My opponent can't help it. He doesn't have anything to run on, so he's just running on, false lies and negativity.
I want to ask you, let's talk about some of those issues. Your thoughts on this current deal that is being worked out with Iran. It does look like inspectors will be allowed back in. But boy, critics are looking at this and saying it looks an awful lot like, money heading over there. It looks an awful lot like the Obama deal. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't think it looks at all like the Obama deal because the Iranian military has been decimated. We need to stop them from getting a nuclear weapon. Iran wants to destroy the United States. They call us the Great Satan. They're the number 1 sponsor of state terrorism around the world. They want to destroy Israel. We can't let them do that. We need to make sure they don't get a nuclear weapon. But we also want to make sure that the Straits of Hormuz stay open so oil can flow freely. 20% of the world's oil supply comes through the Arabian Persian Gulf, and we need to make sure that that doesn't disrupt the world economy. So it's a fine line that we're walking here. But my assessment is that we are winning this conflict, and the United States has the upper hand, and we need to keep it that way.
You're saying we're winning. Others have said, including the president, that we have won. How do we declare victory when Iran still has the ability to fire off ballistic missiles? They still have an ability to really freeze the Strait of Hormuz.
Well, victory right now looks like what's just happening. We have brought them to the table. They are agreeing to inspectors. They are going to open the straits and keep them open. But don't make any mistake. The Iranians have been at war with the Arabs on the other side of the Gulf, with Israel, with the United States for 47 years. The mullahs that run Iran are iron-fisted dictators. And until the Iranian people decide to change their regime, and it's theirs to change, then this conflict is going to continue. You know, we've never declared war since World War II. The Congress is the only branch of government that can declare war. This conflict is going to continue. We just need to do what Ronald Reagan said: trust what's happening, but verify and maintain a strong defense so we can take care of them if necessary.
Mr. Butler, do you have anything you want to?
I think that was an excellent answer to the question.
All right. I'd like, if you would, to just give a message to the people of the 21st on why they should consider you today versus your opponent, Anthony Costantino.
Well, they should consider me because I am the most positive person out there running in this race. It's a Republican primary, Bill. People really need to know that I am the only Republican in this race. I am a lifelong Republican. In fact, my opponent was a registered Democrat in 2018 during the first Trump administration. He re-registered as a Democrat in 2022 during the Biden administration, and he only registered as a Republican in 2024 after the November election because he wanted to run for Congress. He's essentially trying to buy this with a lot of money, with a lot of influence. And I am the person that's from this area. I have taken my whole life and given it to my country. I want to give it back to my community. People really need to know that about me. I've got their best interests at heart. I directly represent the values of the vast majority of the people of this district, and I pledge to represent all of the people of this district in Washington. Our voice, our values. Think Robert Smullen. Vote for Robert Smullen.
I do have some listener questions. Number one, based on you being the only Republican and the fact that you say that your opponent has been a Democrat, yet the president has endorsed him. Roger Stone endorsed him. Rudy Giuliani, and now Jim Jordan came up to stomp for him. How do you explain that away?
Well, let's talk about the consultants that my opponent has and the hundreds of thousands of dollars that he has paid those consultants. That's all that people need to know about this. There is no one in this district that is supporting my opponent. I have hundreds of local officials. I have organizations that have real people really on the ground, really in the district, like the New York State Troopers PBA, the Teamsters, the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, the NRA, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. The list goes on and on and on. And it really comes down to the 15 counties and the 12 of the 15 county Republican committees that have endorsed me. Every committee that held a vote endorsed me. Every conservative party committee that held a vote endorsed me. I am on the ballot in November on the conservative line. I am the only conservative Republican in this race. That's what the voters today, the Republican primary voters today, need to know.
And no matter what, I'm going to reiterate this, no matter what, you will be on that ballot, conservative ballot, in November, correct?
So after I win the primary today, I will be on two lines. That's the Republican and the conservative line. So in November, I will face off against whoever wins the Democrat primary. And I am confident that when that matchup goes, that I'll be able to win and keep this seat in Republican hands.
All right.
This is really to keep Mike Johnson as the Speaker of the House of Representatives. It matters so much. The country is very divided, but this district is not extremely divided. It's a mostly Republican district. It's very conservative, and I directly represent those values. I believe in my heart that I'm the best candidate.
I know you said it's a very Republican district and it's important to keep it in Republican hands. You also said what's at stake is keeping Mike Johnson as the leader of the House and keeping the balance of power in favor of Republicans. I know you said you're going to win, but if you didn't win and Republicans wanted you to step aside so that the vote wasn't split between you and Constantino in November, making it easier for a Democrat to win, would you consider stepping down if you lost the primary today?
Well, Jeff, that's a hypothetical, and it's not very likely. See, so when I win this primary today, and I'm asking all the Republican voters that are listening today, if you want to keep this seat in Republican hands, you need to vote for Robert Smullen today. You need to get out and vote. It's your constitutional right. It's the number one thing that makes our republic go. I mean, it is so important. And that's what I'm asking people to do. Of course, I want people to vote for me. Please vote for Robert Smullen. But get out and vote, make your voice heard, and keep this seat in Republican hands in November. Keep it so Mike Johnson can stay the Speaker, and so President Trump, who appointed me, I was a member of the President's Commission on White House Fellows from 2018 to 2021, so that his agenda, the America First agenda, through my Upstate First agenda, we can keep it going, and we can keep the president's policies going.
You're good. Okay, I've decided to throw a softball to you and to your opponent, at least one softball, and this one I think is the slow pitch. With your military experience, if you win the 21st, your coverage area will include Fort Drum and Griffiths. Northeast Air Defense, Rome Labs. How important is that, and how would you use your experience to reinforce what can be done here in upstate New York?
Well, I could be effective, Bill, from day one in Congress, working for those institutions that are resident here in the 21st District. Air Force Research Labs, some of the most cutting-edge technology on cybersecurity and unmanned aerial systems. Oh, by the way, I worked on those things when I was in the Pentagon as a colonel. The Fort Drum, the 10th Mountain Division, I served with soldiers from the 10th Mountain Division in combat in Afghanistan in my middle tour in 2006, 2007. Nobody knows how to take care of those soldiers and their families better than I do, and they will have no better friend in the Congress than someone like me. So all of these issues, they come together. When people think about what's good and about making sure that resources return to the district, I have a great skill set for it, and I can be effective from day one. That's why I urge people to get out there today, vote for me on the Republican primary for Congress, and I can win this election in November and make sure that we have a Republican representative for the 21st Congressional District.
You have exactly 12 hours and 30 minutes. Good luck.
Keep going.
I'm not in this interview. Not in this interview. At the polls end in 12 hours and 30 minutes.
I just want to say, he's convinced me I'm really, really going to vote for him.
Okay. All right. Robert Smullen, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Bill. Everybody get out there and vote. Vote for Robert Smullen.
That is Assemblyman Robert Smullen. And for the record, Mark Butler came in here supporting Smullen. You were not convinced. Reconvinced.
Reconvinced.
Okay.
Reconvinced.
All right. Coming up, we will hear from the opponent, Anthony Constantino. Do you want to comment?
This still just rubs me the wrong way and bothers me. Now, I'm hearing from Doug here, Republican committee in the town of Lee, unanimously endorsed Robert Smullen, and I believe that we knew that, but something else that he sent along, he said Rozier's using his radio station to promote his own candidates, ? Is that correct? That is correct.
Yes.
They are doing it on social media this morning. I have a follow-up.
I'm sure they're doing it on the radio, too.
If
whatever.
Keith Schiebel, did he ever get his chance to come on the air over there?
I don't believe so, no.
Can we find out? You don't, Smitty?
Call him and let's see.
He wasn't on yesterday. He wasn't.
Somebody wants to
Call
tell
him,
you,
please. Can you call him?
that they're objective or they're not, that they're impartial or that they don't have a dog in the fight. Exhibit A. There's many others, but I don't know if anyone says more than what's going on today.
Well, they'll say, that I'm the same way.
No, it's not.
That's not true. And I'll let Jeff explain why.
Well, again, when you do work for candidates and when they are on the air or when you talk to their opponent, we always disclose, hey, Bill does some video work or buys ads for whatever the case might be for a particular candidate.
Brilliant video work.
Brilliant video work.
Yep.
Very brilliant. Some would say the best video work ever.
But
at the same time,
also,
when they want to say we tell people they can't go on the air there. We will talk to anybody. Jim Zecca was supposed to come on Monday, and now he's going to come on Thursday, which is fine. But even Jim Zecca knows that he can come on here, and we don't have to agree, but we can have an exchange ideas, and he's welcome here.
We've never told anyone that they can't go on another. And the other part of this is I'm not trying to over blow this, but at the end of the day, oftentimes I'll let Jeff take the lead on interviews that I may have an involvement in. But what you will not hear me do, and I explain this to every client that hires me, is you're not going to have an advantage on the radio. I cannot do that, and you're not going to have me sit here and endorse anybody. I just can't. I can't do that if I'm working for them because it's ethically inappropriate.
It is inappropriate.
And if I'm working for somebody, it loses its punch. Anyway, I think it's valueless.
Really a dig at your own credibility when you do something like this here. And it says, here's the head. Don't forget to vote in today's primary elections for Oneida County Republican Committee. It's one thing if they say the owner of this place or the chairman of the party, Ken Rozier, is backing these people. Here's who he is supporting. For them to put it out under the brand of their media outlet is just it's zero integrity. Zero.
I want to tell you we're going to talk to Constantino coming up in a second. Can you control yourself, or do we have to make you leave the room?
I'm gonna just prove myself from this. You handle it. I don't want to. I'm not.
You're
objective.
Good.
I'm not objective.
You're not objective. Okay.
But okay, never mind.
He may bring you in. He may say, Mark Butler, I want to convince you. And will you participate?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. River Hills Properties. I have to tell you that if you're looking to buy a home or sell a home, you might even want to say, hey, River Hills, what's my house worth now? I don't even think I'm going to sell it, but I want to know. And boy, could that be an incentive. It's really quite incredible house values today. But at River Hills, they have you covered here in upstate New York and in one of the most beautiful places in the country, in the world, if not Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island. They have a full team of agents ready to serve you down there and up here. Offices here in Barneveld and Little Falls, in this little town called Newport, New York.
Hey.
They say the mayor is something over there.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. And the city of Rome. It's River Hills Properties. Never use the lockbox. Your listing agent is there. Every time your house is shown, so you're in good hands. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. River Hills Properties, 315-896-1009. Anthony Constantino, the other one in the Republican NY21 race, next on WIBX.
Albany is broke, and Dan Fusco knows it. Highest energy costs, highest taxes, highest healthcare costs. These issues affect you and your families. And Dan knows it. With 50 years of private business experience, Dan is determined to fix Albany. Vote for someone who has long-term solutions, who will listen and work for you. Vote Dan Fusco on June 23rd.
Paid for by friends of Dan Fusco.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton. When you've worked hard to build something meaningful, protecting it should be part of your plan. At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we help families navigate the complexities that come with significant assets, especially estate taxes and long-term care considerations. We break down the implications, explore smart strategies, and help reduce future tax exposure and nursing home costs. Because no two families are alike, every plan is tailored to fit your situation.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
I'm Robert Smullen, Marine Colonel, 3 tours in Afghanistan, and the conservative and Republican candidate for Congress. I've spent my life serving America. My opponent, a lifelong Democrat. He attacks police, mocked the disabled, hired sex offenders, and now he's spending millions lying about me because he can't defend his own record. The truth is simple. I'm a patriot who served our country. In Congress, I'll be a patriot who serves you.
I'm Robert Smullen, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Robert Smullen for Congress.
And a lot of people, when they come in, they'll say, I'm usually much more active, but since I've been in pain, I've had to limit the activities I'm doing.
You're listening to Janelle, an arch support specialist at the Good Feet store.
The next step is getting them in the right arch supports. After walking around with the arch supports, they'll feel much freer and lighter. Our goal is to have that long-term change for them to make sure that they're continuing to notice a difference in their life.
Try them for yourself at the Good Feet store. We're located in New Hartford on Commercial Drive across from Hobby Lobby.
At Mohawk Valley Health System, nursing is more than a career. It's a calling.
I just love the family environment. Everyone's so helpful, so encouraging. Everyone here is amazing.
Whether you're starting your journey or ready to grow, MVHS offers competitive pay, career development, and a place to belong.
Everybody wants you to succeed, and I feel like the patients and families also feel that as well. My team helps me grow here.
Mohawk Valley Health System. Change lives, starting with yours. At Mohawk Valley Health System, we're investing in nurses like never before.
Working at the Wynn Hospital in the OR has given me the opportunity to not only enhance my critical thinking skills, but also my autonomy.
With competitive new rates, career development programs, and a culture built on support.
I love the team that I work with on the 7th floor.
Here at the Wynn Hospital, I'm not just part of a team, I'm part of a family.
You'll grow your nursing career with great pay, a supportive team, and real opportunities.
Here at the Wynn Hospital, I can find my niche and grow.
Change lives, starting with yours.
Joe Bitar is a husband, a dad, and an attorney who spent his career standing up for people. From the courtroom to the Common Council, and now Joe is ready to deliver results from the New York State Assembly. Joe cuts through the politics and brings people together to get things done.
My name is Joe Bitar, and I'm running for State Assembly because I love our community, and I will fight to continue to make this a better place to live.
Joe Bitar. For our families, for our future, vote Joe Bitar for New York Assembly.
Paid for by Joe Bitar for Assembly.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton. When you've worked hard to build something meaningful, protecting it should be part of your plan. At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we help families navigate the complexities that come with significant assets, especially estate taxes and long-term care considerations. We break down the implications, explore smart strategies, and help reduce future tax exposure and nursing home costs. Because no two families are alike, every plan is tailored to fit your situation.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Constantino won the debate, and the moment everyone's talking about proved it. Trump-endorsed businessman Anthony Constantino delivered a commanding performance against career politician Robert Smullen. Constantino talked about creating American jobs, building a company with over 1,000 employees, and standing up to Democrat boycotts and political attacks, all while self-funding his campaign to serve the people of New York's 21st District. Smullen appeared angry, defensive, and unprepared, but the most talked about moment came at the end. After praising Smullen's military service in his closing remarks, Constantino walked over to shake his hand. Smullen refused, turning his back in front of the entire audience. Constantino later said, "If he can't shake my hand, how can he work with people in Washington?" The contrast couldn't be clearer. On June 23rd, vote for Anthony Constantino. He's Trump-endorsed, the job creator, outsider, and fighter. He's nobody's man but yours. Early voting starts June 13th.
I'm Anthony Constantino, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Constantino for Congress.
100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, coming up, we'll speak with the other Republican in the 21st, and that is Anthony Constantino, coming up in a second. I know Mark Butler is asked to say a few things. Let's see. Really? Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, are you ready?
I am ready.
Answering text messages. Listen, somebody apparently is going after me because I work for other campaigns. We made it very clear the difference. Integrity is very, very clear here. If you were to put my case up against Mr. Rozier's, it's come on. It's not even close.
It's a joke.
It's absolutely 100% clear. I would never use money that I make to influence me to the point where I go on the radio and endorse a candidate or anything close to that. Would never, ever do that, and don't.
I'm sorry. If you endorsed a candidate, it would be one thing for our social media here, or for you to say on this show, Bill Keeler is endorsing such and such a candidate, not to put it out under the brand of WIBX. That's I hope this. It makes me think that the position he's in with the party, Republican Party, I'm talking about Ken Rozier, is more lucrative than I thought. Because for him to risk credibility and integrity of his media brand, you don't get that back. That you know what I mean? You can't buy that back.
I
agree. For him to risk that for this committee election is just astonishing to me.
The question for you, and then I know you want to say something, and then you'll sit here respectfully.
I will.
Okay. Would Mark Butler agree? Mark is the mayor of Newport, New York, by the way, and is a supporter of Smullen. Would Mark Butler agree that Smullen not shaking hands at the end of the debate with Constantino was a huge mistake?
I have to agree with Bob's position. I don't think he handled it well. This guy has called him a pathological liar, a coward. His campaign said he's used his son, who died in terrible, tragic circumstances, as a political prop. I mean, look, Bob's got a little bit of, he's a Marine. You know, you don't mess with a Marine.
Fair enough. Then I would ask my question. My question would be, do you think it was a huge mistake that he didn't just come out and say what you just said, as opposed to saying I didn't see him, which was really a lie?
I'm not going to second guess Bob, but I if it were me, I would have handled it differently.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have backed off on it.
Right.
And a lot of people that I've talked to said the same thing. Don't run away from it. You did the right thing.
Own it. Okay, quickly. Yeah, I'm going to Mr. Constantino here. Did you have anything you want to add?
Can I do that now, or?
Well, maybe you do it afterwards. At the end of the show.
Fine, yeah.
Why don't we do that? My guess is you're going to endorse him again. I'm just assuming.
Let's endorse him again now.
And 2 cartwheels.
Cartwheels. Please.
Tune into YouTube to see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's bring in the other Republican in the race, Anthony Constantino. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Keeler. Good morning, Mr. Butler. Maybe there's a chance by the end of this I'm going to flip Mr. Butler, too. I was just endorsed again by the president, both in writing and in video. He said he's excited to work with me when I'm in Congress. Frankly, I'm excited to work with him to do great things. I know what it's like being an outsider getting into politics. I know what the president went through even better now. I had a suspicion what the president went through, which is why I support him so strongly. I said, this guy's an outsider. And these political people, really on both sides, they were going after him very aggressively. In 2016, the Republican Party went after him aggressively. Now they like him. But he had to go through hell to get where he is to help the country. And I'm going through a big battle myself. But I have to give the president credit. It took tremendous. It just shows how great of a president he is to pick up and endorse me. I happen to know people told me yesterday, they said people like Mr. Butler and party establishment people, they've been pressuring the White House to tell the president not to do what he did. But he gave me one of the few video endorsements he's given anyone. He's given me 4 endorsements now. He did it in writing twice, in video once. He stopped in Butler, and he looked for me in the crowd. He made a point to look for me in the crowd, and I said, that's incredible. What a great guy.
He did.
It's
He did. I did see that video.
Do that, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to ask you as a question.
So you mentioned the endorsements from Trump. There's Giuliani, Roger Stone, Jim Jordan. I think that was a surprise to some. Did you pay for these endorsements? Was this contingent on a donation, or did you just flat out pay for the backing of these individuals?
No, it's disturbing that anyone would even say that. I want to be very clear. It's disturbing anyone would even say that. I see other people, these swamplings. I call them swamplings. people call them the swamp, but swampling makes them sound less than. So I say swampling, right? Because they're little tiny swamp creatures. And the fact of the matter is, the fact that anyone even attacked the integrity of the president, the integrity of Jim Jordan, the integrity of any of these people, even Roger Stone. I just posted yesterday, Roger Stone became a fan of mine well before this election. He saw what I did with the Vote for Trump sign, and he supported me. We barely knew each other, but he was in my corner from the beginning as soon as I put up that Vote for Trump sign. He wanted to get to know me. I wanted to get to know him. We didn't know I'd be running for Congress. We were just two patriots that liked each other, and then he encouraged me to run. I've asked for 0 endorsements. I haven't even asked for these endorsements. The only endorsement I asked for was Rudy Giuliani, and the reason I did it is because I greatly respect Mayor Giuliani, and I wanted to get to know him. So I wrote him a nice letter. It was almost 2 pages, congratulating him for all and thanking him for all the great work he's done to help our nation, to help New York City, to help our state. And he liked my letter, so he invited me to get to meet him. And then out of the blue, he goes on video, and he says that I remind him of President Trump. He says we need 100 Anthony Constantinos. He says all these great things about me, but that was totally improvised. There was no plan. There was no script. There was no nothing. And that was the only endorsement I even asked for, and I asked for it in the form of a letter.
Have you given to Jim Jordan's campaign?
No.
Okay.
And were you paying Stone or Giuliani for consulting for your campaign?
Well, of course you have to pay. See, me and Roger Stone became friends, and I'll never forget. I said, Roger, you can't keep helping me for free. I have to pay you. And Roger said, well, what do you think? And what do you think I deserve? And I said, here's the number I think. And he said, that's fair. And then we moved on with life. You can't ask people to work for free. That's ridiculous. So I called my opponent a pathological liar. I just heard what's the guy's name? I don't remember his name. I just heard what so-and-so said about the assemblyman, about Roger Stone, about me. I said, he called him a pathological liar. He is a pathological liar. Don't forget, Robert Smallin on radio, I don't know if it was your show or their show, said I put the Vote for Trump sign up after the president was elected in order to confuse people. So would Mr. So-and-so like to admit that I'm right about the pathological lying?
Who is Mr. So-and-so?
The guy that was just on the radio.
Oh, I think he's talking about Mark Butler.
Oh, you? Mark?
Say moi?
Are you talking about Butler, the mayor?
Yeah, let's get Butler on record right now. How does he feel about the fact that Bob Small went on radio and said he put the sign up after the election?
I'm unaware that he said that.
He did say that. I got it.
But, again, this interview is about...
How about the fact that Bob Small started the race because he was arrested for felony tax fraud, and he went on WGY, and he said, Anthony Constantino's running to cover up the fact that he has unpaid taxes when I had no unpaid taxes. Why would you want a person running for Congress that attacks and disparages local businesses with lies? My company went through hell because of that. They said, geez, if we don't fight back against this, we're going to get smeared with this lie by a sitting elected official. They were very upset. I can tell you, every single one of my employees was upset. These are local people. Would you like to now agree with me that Bob Small's a pathological liar?
If I could just interject, Mr. Constantino, again, contrasting your interview with the one of Mr. Smallin. He talked about what he wanted to do, his background, on and on.
You're not going to run out my time.
I've heard Trump's name mentioned 10 times during your interview.
Sir, you're not going to run out my time. You're going to go on record speaking the truth or speaking lies. Let's do one more. How about the fact that Bob Smallin refused to shake my hand, was caught on video?
Oh, we did just talk about that.
All right, so let me just say this really quickly. This is important because part of my campaign is exposing government corruption. That's something people really care about. So let's do this really quick. Bob Smallin immediately went to the Gazette and said he didn't shake my hand because he didn't see me. The only reason he changed his story is because a patriot got in the crowd and reported the moment, and he saw that I twice asked to shake hands. Bob Smallin refused to shake hands. It was recorded. It went viral, and then he changed his story. He changed his story in the most disturbing way possible. He said that people on my team spoke ill of somebody in his family, somebody that was close to him. I lost a father. That never happened. Nobody on my team spoke ill of anyone close to him. That never happened. Would you like to now admit that never happened and clear the air on that and admit that Bob Smallin has a problem with lying?
Well, I think it was
don't say another answer. Don't say something else. Yes or no? It's a yes or no question.
Are you addressing me?
Yes.
I'm in no position to have to defend Bob. I just... I have not heard anything positive from you about why you want to be the congressman.
Let's
I
ask
you
let me
complain about Smallin and boost Trump.
Let's discuss that.
Okay, let's talk about
yet
that.
Another lie. Let's discuss that. That's yet another lie. I went to Rome, New York yesterday and gave a long speech about how I will bring back American manufacturing. I've already done it as an American citizen. I've done it in a big way. Bob Smallman disparaged my company multiple times with lies. I gave a big speech about American manufacturing the other day. You chose to be on this radio show to support Bob Smallman, to support his lies, to spread his lies. I heard you spreading his lies just before I came in here. I want to know, would you like to admit that was yet another lie?
Well, let's.
I don't know what the lie is,
What
though.
are you talking about?
I want to move away from Mark at this point. I do want to. I said I'd give both candidates a softball. I want to throw one at you, and that is that Robert Smallman was endorsed by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. And one of the questions that I asked, and I'm not sure I got a great answer from the chamber, was that you are a business person. You are someone who has actually created jobs. Don't you feel you should have been the person that was endorsed by the chamber?
Well, I'm new to politics. I spent my entire life building my company, focused on building my company, doing great things for my employees, my customers, and my community. As a CEO, those are my constituencies. I grew to over 5 million customers, I grew to over 1,000 employees, created thousands of jobs, and my other constituency is the community, so I supported my community. I saved the community gym during the pandemic. I promoted Catholic education when I saw, specifically because I saw Democrats putting transgender propaganda into public schools. You know what Bob Smallman did, what this guy likes so much? Bob Smallman went and accepted the endorsement of the teachers' unions right after the teachers' unions were caught pushing this stuff, forcing schools to close, forcing masking, terrorizing children.
Well, schools didn't do that.
On top of that, wait, hold on one second, and then one more thing. And then Bob Smallman, you know what he did? He lied, and he said he was never endorsed by the teachers' unions. And my supporters, they're incredible. They went on Facebook, and they sent me a post. They said, Anthony, he wrote right on his personal Facebook that he's proudly endorsed by teachers' unions. So I take great issue with Mr. Butler saying that Bob Smallman's not a pathological liar. That's yet another lie. How about the lie that he doesn't have a Chinese solar farm, or the lie that he wasn't arrested for felony tax fraud? It was in the front page it was in the Times Union. I don't know if it was front page or back page or where it was. I want the citizens to know this. I'm in this to make America great again. I want to help the citizens. I want to help everybody. I want to help the Republican Party. I even want to help Mr. Butler find his conscience. These people, I don't know.
Oh, my God.
All right. This is not supposed to be about Mark. So, but
I was going to sit aside, but you drew me into this discussion. Now, Bob claims he is not endorsed by NYSET, and why would that be such a horrible thing? There would be Republicans in NYSET that would vote in a primary.
Bob claims he isn't, but then he said he probably was. So you called him yet again a lie. Would you like to disavow Bob Smallman for lying?
Well, he's saying he doesn't know. He's saying he took Bob for his word, and Bob said he wasn't.
It's right on his way.
So you want to go on record saying that Bob was endorsed by NYSET? You want to go on record saying that?
Yeah, it was right on his thing. I would also like to go on record saying that for whatever reason, this radio show had a 2-on-1 situation where they put a Bob Smallman supporter on the radio show to close this thing. This is what I want citizens to understand.
Well,
this is what you're up against.
First of all,
Anthony,
that's ridiculous because you've been given every opportunity here. Mark is a regular on the program. End of story. So
that is not said lies to start this interview.
But you've enjoyed every bit of it. Come on, you've used it to your advantage. Give me a break.
I am. No, that's for sure. I always like talking to.
Okay, come on.
I love your.
Let's be honest here. Let's just be honest.
That's what his handler said to say.
Oh, will you stop it? Okay, listen,
Mr. Butler. I have no handlers. I have no handlers. First of all, I speak for myself. The person that has handlers is Bob Smallman. You know who his handler is? We just found out the other day. His handler is John Malloy, who was the president of the Young Greens, a group, and John Malloy, a person that advocated for abortion. He went and protested for the right to kill unborn children. He's a president of Young Greens. I
don't know anything about him, so I really don't want to keep going with it. But I want to ask you about one of the commercials that Smallman is running, claiming that you were a Democrat, but also it shows you with a rap with maybe some vulgarity. Were you doing raps, and is that real, actual video that they found?
Yeah. So I told people when I lived to vote for Trump, sign that, right? I registered as a Democrat, and the reason I did it is because I lived in Albany, and I wanted to vote for the more conservative candidate in the Albany primary. The only way you have a voice in the Albany election is you vote in the Democrat primary. My friend, I've known him since he was 11 years old. He was the more conservative candidate against the far-left mayor, Cindy Sheehan. Bob knows that. But I told people that when I lived to vote for Trump, sign, so that's no secret. As far as doing rap music, I pushed myself to do things that I've never done before, and I wanted to expose Zoran Mandami, a guy Bob Small is friends with. So I made a rap song.
He's friends with Mandami now, and Nancy Pelosi and Hochul.
Okay, easy.
Well, why did Bob Smallin get so upset when I made a rap song criticizing Zoran Mandami? One of the most important things I wanted to
I think what they were trying to show in the rap song is that it was vulgar. They were trying to show that that's who you are, and you would not identify. Republican voters in a Republican primary would not identify with you. It's trying to reposition you as you have repositioned him and made that attempt. So.
Are you sure about that? Because we have a president that speaks a lot like the way I speak, so I don't know if that's...
we do.
Also, if you know what I did, I covered a famous rap song that I knew would touch the urban communities in New York City where Zoran Mandami was running. That's what happened.
All right, well, that's why I asked the question. I wanted to know. What it was.
That.
But he used that against you in an attempt to position you where Republican voters may not identify with you. That was the intent. I'm just giving you the intent.
Sure. I'd like to speak on... Sure. This is another example of pathological lying. How absurd is it that my opponent uses his number one attack on me, the fact that I made a rap song explaining to people in New York City that Zoran Mandami is a dual citizen in Uganda, and that Zoran Mandami has a father who wrote in a book that he glorifies suicide bombings. Zoran Mandami's father glorified suicide bombings. He wants people to put vests on and kill other innocent people. And I wanted people to know that. And I knew one way I'd get them to listen was via rap. So I made a song, and guess what? Millions of people listened. So I was right. And then Bob Smallin goes and deceives the voters into thinking that's not what I did, which to me sounds like a defense of Zoran Mandami.
Would you say it's fair though to call him a career politician? He was in the military. I'm not sure you could call him fairly a career politician at this point.
He plans on being a career politician. That's what his plan is. I'm not taking any money from politics. In fact, I've spent a lot of my own money in order to protect the citizens, in order to make life better for the citizens. This is my way of giving back, and I'm not even taking the salary. I'm giving it away to Sergeant Eddie Ryan.
Can I interrupt you just to? We have a hard out in 40 seconds.
Oh my gosh!
Please, if you would, today's primary day. Tell people why they should vote for you as opposed to Robert Smallin.
They should vote for me if they want life to become better. This is a big election. It's going to be a big victory for the MAGA movement. It's going to be a big victory for President Trump. We want people like President Trump entering politics, outsiders that dare to get involved and fight the swamp. Vote Constantino. I'm endorsed by the president. I'm endorsed by Congressman Jordan. I'm endorsed by Rudy Giuliani, people that are fighters for our nation. I'm going to be a fighter for our nation. My opponent is a swampling.
Anthony Constantino, we appreciate your time. Thank you. We'll talk after this is all over. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. We know your opinion, so I'm going to go to Manaski.
I thought he handled himself well. I don't know why he's offended that you were on here, and I know you're backing Bob, but I mean he countered, and I think he did well for himself.
Well, did I not say at the beginning I don't
want
to be involved?
Listen,
I'm not objective.
You have election till 9 o'clock tonight.
He pulled me
vote.
into it.
We gotta go. He did.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 From the WB Payne Insurance Studio, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
She got emotional on TV again. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Savannah Guthrie choked up on the NBC Today show with the latest update on her missing mother, Nancy.
I wanted to just take the opportunity to ask people, to beg people to come forward. Somebody knows something. We are in agony.
As we find out, one of the ransom notes after her mother was kidnapped from her Arizona home months ago reported that Nancy died.
The second note sent to media outlets in February following the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie is believed to have said she was, quote, buried with nature. It followed the first note that said she was safe and demanded a ransom of millions of dollars in cryptocurrency in return for Guthrie, who is the 84-year-old mother of Today's Show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie. News outlets agreed to a request by law enforcement not to report on the contents of the notes while they investigated.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Iran is disputing what the U.S. is saying about the weekend talks in Switzerland, denying they agreed to allow nuclear inspectors into the country. But President Trump insists they did, adding they can't be allowed to have weapons.
If Iran doesn't live up to their agreement, or if they're not behaving, I will do what I have to do.
Over the next 60 days, they'll be resolving Iran's nuclear program and the issues